We're back. There it is. Now we're back. And we can hear everybody. Yep. Back. Our backs and fronts are all here. Hi, everybody. We missed you guys last week while we were out on holiday. But we're back. And yeah, what an exciting week to be back on, especially since Josh is back as a player. Yay! With his character name fully displayed there. And Mom's back. Mom, we're buying you merch. I'm gonna need your shirt size. We're sending you merch.
Yeah, merch.
We don't have merch, but we have people who will print stuff on shirts for us, so they're gonna send stuff over. Last week, I'll do quick introductions, I guess, before I jump into last week, since we actually should say who we are. We'll start with Doran or Zach.
Oh wow, okay, hi. Yeah, I'm Zach. I play Doran, the Dragonborn Barbarian. Normally you don't start with me. I was very thrown off guard.
Yeah, because I want Josh to be last.
Oh yes, of course.
And Nate.
Oh, that's me. Oh god. Hi, I'm Nate. I play Soren, the half-elf blade singer rogue.
David.
Hi, I'm David. I play Batran Yorl, the human witch.
Magic.
Hello, I am Magic, and I play Tarak, the half-orc monk.
Sarah.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I play Maximil, the tiefling sorcerer.
And finally, Josh.
Hey, everybody. My name's Josh. I play, let's say, human gunslinger. For now.
For now.
Now we still don't get to know.
For now, until he turns on you, and then you're all stuck dealing with another enemy created by Josh. No,
excellent.
At this point,
I wouldn't let him do it more than once per campaign. Anyways, last week, Midnight Parliament cruised around the Ethereal Desert with a friend who we said Chana. Gosh, her name was right there. It's on the other page. Chana and y'all had some camels. You ransacked a bunch of supplies and then threw platinum at the problem, and we're just like, we're taking these. Here's money. Bye. Headed off into the desert. Found some neat stuff along the way. Found an ancient temple to a old tiefling goddess, and basically we're cruising along. Found an oasis. Some people there. Decided not to engage with those people, considering they looked a little bandity. And found out they were in fact very bandity, and they came after you guys in the night. Ruddy's brigade, a group that was traveling mostly on smaller versions of the walking cities, little 2 to 3 person powered craft that could hold raiding parties. And after some tense words and a lot of sass from Soren, you can blame him for your camels getting unalive.
Totally. That totally wasn't going to happen no matter what I did.
As they, oh no, Michaela's got COVID. No. Oh my gosh, feel better, Michaela. I'm so sorry. That's horrible. She was able to play yesterday, and now she's got the COVID. That sucks. Man, feel better, please. Like you have any choice. I mean, you have COVID. We're really sorry. Please feel better soon. Anyways, yeah, after some sass, you all thought that they were leaving, and instead they let loose a volley of arrows. Everybody took cover, and the arrows went right for your camels and unalived all the camels. Chana was super upset, and you all went back, tried to chase them down. They had left everything at that point, took off, and searched the compound and found a fireball trap on the place where they had stored the supplies. So you guys were at least glad you disarmed the trap from anybody else seeking refuge in the oasis, but decided not to go after those chumps. Continued out into the desert on foot, did your best, wandered for quite a while. I think we said about a week you guys wandered almost. Some of you up to like 5 levels of exhaustion, unable to find a solid surface to put the knob of hearth and home on to get you into a safe place for a long rest, just out in nice sandy dunes like in the back of Josh's picture there and in the back of Zach's picture. Dunes as far as the eye could see. And you had heard rumors before, Maximiel, of a strange place called the Cathedral of Ijun. Was rumored, and lo and behold, if you know, what's the law? If you show a gun in the first act, it has to be used by the third act. So,
Chekhov's gun.
yeah. So naturally, the temple had to show up. Cathedral of Ijun shows up. Happens to be populated with some Yuan-Ti half-bloods. To which Soren, the propagator of your guys' demise, first with the camels, now with the signing of contracts with weird snake people in the desert. He was batting 1,000 yesterday, last time we played. But Maximiel, in his defense, Maximiel was left out in the desert. The rest of you were allowed in, and they had a thing against Max, did not like her. And you signed the contract that there would need to be balance brought back, so you owe them something. And you guys were brought in, fed, bathed, good places to sleep. Water was an option. Those of you who all ate and then rested, I think Doran ate and then rested. Soren, did you eat and rest?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
Botran ate and rest. Tarak and Maximiel were on their way to rest after having bathed or doing some light reading and got something to eat. Those of you that have eaten already and are sleeping, you are unable to be woken. Just as a preface before we go in, but
I was in the bath. I thought.
you were in the bath. You aren't sleeping yet, so
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
is Soren and Doran. You two got some food. You're out unconscious, but you're out in a very deep trance-like long rest. This food is enchanted. You both clear all levels of exhaustion, but you can't partake in any of these activities. And we left off with Maximiel and Tarak scouting out a room that had NW etched in charcoal on the door. Very interesting. Found a journal that we shared the entry with, something about final experiments being successful, and then Maximiel knocked over a vase or a jug of liquid. I know, don't actually knock one over in real life.
Method.
Things got intense as a tall, dark, and mysterious figure closed the door behind them, which is where we're picking up exactly. So, Josh, you said your piece. Maximiel and Tarak, the door closes and locks in front of you.
Did you write this?
I don't think you're in a spot to ask the questions here, miss.
Tarak steps in front of.
Deeply personal to me. Did you write this? I
Don't like
promise
your
I'll
tone.
I promise I'll answer all your questions. Just tell me who wrote this.
Kind of takes a wider stance and hand goes down to his side. You tell me one thing first. Why should I answer any of your questions when you're rummaging through my stuff?
This is yours? Then I apologize.
No, I didn't say I wrote it. But yes, this is my room.
Are you the Nightmare?
Excuse me?
NW?
I don't know what that means.
It's on the front of your door. Do you not know what's on the front of your door, sir?
Let's take this a step further. And he kind of brushes his coat out, and you can see glistening at his hip. Nice shiny gold firearm.
Tarak grabs his staff. He steps kind of in front of Maximiel. Says, "We mean you no harm, but challenge us and you may not live to regret it."
Empty threats for those that just came in. Quite literally exhausted.
Let us keep them empty then.
Can I tell how exhausted they actually are. Being here that I've actually been staying here and kind of witnessed them come in.
Yeah. You can make you can take an investigation check. See what you can figure out.
Okay, first roll, new character. Who this? Let's
All right.
do.
Let's go.
Let's do this.
New dice and everything.
New dice and
Oh,
everything. You said
man.
investigation.
Yep.
He's a virgin.
Hold up. 11 in total.
I mean, you can. The road is heavy on them. You've traveled enough to know that they're probably tired. You can't make a good assessment whether or not they're going to be able to square up in a fight, though. You have no idea who they are, and they look tough. You don't know how beat they are, though.
Then I will.
And I wanted to make sure you got my DM because I finally responded to you. You asked me hours ago, and I had such a busy day.
Okay, perfect. I will stand more upright, less, I guess, threatening, but still defensive.
Okay.
How about you put down my things, and I might not escort you to the guards if you want to have a conversation.
Gladly. One caveat. Did the person who wrote this just write it? And if so, where are they? I will leave this temple in an instant if I know that they are just outside.
Why so interested in that?
We've probably been through similar experiences given the last notice they've written.
Someone from Katya go through something from where I've been. You think that's right?
Probably. You'd be surprised.
This NW you speak of. Nightwalker, you said?
Yes.
Is that who you're looking for?
If they're who wrote this.
And what if they are? Then what?
I want to talk to them. Honestly, then I'll figure out what to do from there.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah. Maximilian, you can make a deception or performance check, whichever you'd like, and if you're not deceiving anything, you don't have to. You can just give him as much as he knows based on his insight check.
18 in total.
I rolled a 7. So she is desperate. She's telling you the truth. It seems like she doesn't have a reason to lie to you. And she's shaking. This is important to her.
Interesting. Again, you come into my room and snoop through my belongings. You expect me to just hand over more information without actually knowing who the both of you are.
Tarak sees the state that Maximilian is in, even though he doesn't really know what was written. He obviously realizes it's something really important. He steps toward her and puts his arm around her. This, whatever my friend read, must be very important to her. As I told you, we wish you no harm, and we apologize for coming into your room. We did not mean to offend you. Perhaps we shall start this again. My name is Tarak, and this is my friend Maximil.
Right. That answers one thing.
Will
What
you
brought you
share
into my
your
room?
name with us? It is customary where I am from, when one introduces oneself, to receive the same courtesy.
I'm glad I don't come from the same place you do.
Perhaps the word courtesy is a strange word to you.
Perhaps it's strange to you too. Looks down at the book.
Max closes it and puts it on the desk. We were intrigued by the NW on the door. We've seen that in several different places now. It was in a book that my uncle wrote, or his journal, and that this person was important. It mentally scarred one of our traveling companions, although possibly for the better, but we don't need to get into that. We were curious. And this journal entry was open.
And your uncle?
Yeah, my uncle.
Who is that?
The late Prince Zephin Mamnen of Katia.
Interesting. What would he have to do with this NW person?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's not like he's around to tell me.
I shift a little bit in, I guess in a less defensive, I'll just cross my arms and kind of lean up against the door. Back to it. All right. Pretty truthful, I guess.
People are always surprised that I tell the truth, but time and time again I do.
Given the expectations of what you're trying to do here, it's hard to take anybody for their word. But your friend there made note of my attitude, and I don't take kindly to that either, but you can call me Jaeger.
Alrighty. Thank you, Mr. Jaeger.
This will be the one and only time you touch my belongings. Understood?
Of course, sir.
Botrin,
Yes.
probably about this time, you're wrapping up your math, making you and Spackle making your way back down after enjoying a nice soak, and with your incredible passive perception as you're going down the hall, you hear Maximil and Tarak's voices in the hall sound like they're talking from behind a closed door, which doesn't seem odd to you, but then you pick up the third voice from behind a closed door that you don't recognize, and you can tell things are a little tense. So you are passed by down the hall, and you are standing outside of the door that says NW on it right now, and you can hear your friends talking inside with somebody. Would you like to do anything with that information, or just head to bed?
Thinking. Does Spackle have the ability to phase through things, or slip under the door, or through some sort of crack in any sort of way?
I am sure that they do. I'm pulling it up really quick just to double check. Since it is a familiar, you can just.
It's
like,
yeah. I mean,
I'm just.
It's a fright. So
I am. I'm more interested in knowing how Josh feels about Spackle, like how much you could make his new character hate Spackle in the first moment. So give me.
I'm excited to see what you do.
So give me a hot second as I'm looking at the fright They do have incorporeal movement, so Spackle literally can just phase through the door.
Okay.
And then
Spackles.
you can go into Spackle's eyes and see
Right.
through Spackle.
I want Spackle to face through the door and then put both of her hands on the newcomer's shoulders, and then put her head around to where he can just catch a glimpse of her face through the corner of his eyes. And I want Spackle to say, "Hello, friends."
Yeah, so
I want to ask before you actually do something. At what point does a passive 19 perception get me to understand something's coming through that door?
when it touches you.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah, you are standing and talking to everybody, and then you feel something brush on your shoulder, and Maximil and Tarak, you see Spackle come through the door and put hands on, and then lean over and
Go, hello, friends.
That like split second, it like immediate gun unholstered, shot through its head.
Okay, make an attack roll against Spackle.
Spackle shootable?
Would it go through the door and hit Botrin?
Probably.
find out.
Depends on how tall.
Depends
Well,
on
I don't think I'm standing directly behind the door. I mean, and given the angle of the shot, it's probably
Yeah,
going to
it's
go
going, like,
if it's on my
towards the
shoulder,
ceiling.
like yeah.
It's
Yeah,
probably
it's gonna
like
go
this.
back.
Yep.
Back to
I'm
the
just gonna
left.
roll this in game because I don't know what it is.
Yeah, Spackle is actually hittable.
Oh, 9.
Tarak and Maximil, you watch as the barrel of this gun goes right up to Spackle's head, and then the ghost form opens and the bullet passes through and it closes around it where it used to be, and Spackle goes and then kind of floats back a little bit. Botchin, you're standing there, and all of a sudden a hole like appears at the top of the door, and you see some Yonti half-blood heads like kind of peek down the hall, and a couple people start coming running down the hall towards you guys.
I think Spackle should then float around and drop down in front of Maximil, so because she's a 6-year-old, so she's like half Maximil's height, and just kind of like put her hands on her hips and go, "That wasn't very nice."
Very true.
Assessing the situation.
Do we wake from the gunshot or no?
It's loud. So
Nope.
you're exhausted, but it's loud.
No, it's laced magical food. Like it
Yeah.
just knocks you out.
We're in a
GG's.
drug-induced coma.
It is a
Then-
medicated food coma.
Yep.
I will say in this moment, Jaeger steps away from the door, kind of in between Max and Tarak, gun pointed at the door, and in his other hand is a lit bomb.
Okay.
Can I thaumaturgy the bomb out? Like if it's the fuse is lit, can I just like unlit it?
You try, and there's something magical about the bomb. It does not go out like that.
I will. Do I notice that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right. I turn.
What are you doing?
Now, this isn't how I wanted to start anything else. You tell me right now before I kill you all, here and now.
Tarak tries
Carnation,
to.
what are you doing? You're gonna. This is so silly. Please
Yeah.
just tell me. Did the person write it?
At this point,
Are
there's
they
also
here?
knocking on the door. Botrin, there's like 4 of these priests in the hall with you now, asking if everything's okay, and there's knocking. Is everyone okay in there? Hello?
I'm sorry, we were snooping. We were curious.
Tarak steps in front of Jaeger and says, "Stop! No violence. We just stop."
Mr. Jaeger, please. We don't need any destruction on the chapel or on the cathedral grounds. God, couldn't think of the word. Sorry.
Hearing the Yanti, I guess Taraki standing straight into his face. You see very clearly his eyes are like this sky blue with speckles of green in it. And you can see like just peeking above the scarf some type of like tattoo of some sort. It's kind of haphazardly shapen, not necessarily like a precision tattoo, but you can't like make out what it is. But you can see like on both sides of his neck, just like almost mimicking veins, just like this tattooed ink. And he looks to you, and his like dead eye look is murder, just pure murder intent. And then it like goes away briefly, and then he defuses the bomb, just like snips off the end of the wick and puts it under his coat.
Tharag holds his gaze and he puts his staff away and kind of lifts his arms and as non-threatening as he can muster and say, okay, that is a good first step. And he kind of takes a half step back. Let us start this yet again.
You're at the
This
door
time,
again.
let's hope without
Hello?
gunshots or anybody else getting hurt.
I holster the weapon and go and unlock and open the door. Everything is fine.
Oh, okay. We agreed that you would not discharge those on cathedral grounds. No one in here is going to hurt you. Remember, you're safe in the Cathedral of Ijun.
Do a better job of protecting property, then I'll believe you.
The management is not responsible for loss or theft of property. Thank you. Good night.
Goodbye.
Started walking away.
I lean slowly out of the door and like just bypass Botrin and give him a dagger stare to the Yanti and just disregard Botrin altogether. I turn back and I'll just like walk past Max and Tarak and just gather everything that's on the desk in my book. And I'll look to Maximiel as I put the book into my bag and put the bag on my back. No, the person who wrote this is not here.
Where are they?
Spackle says, this new friend is a surly friend.
When did they leave?
I don't know. I don't think they ever were here, but they might have been.
Where did you get the book then?
Not ready to tell you that yet. But that NW on that door, that's not the only time I've seen it either. You and I might have someone in common that we're looking for. But if you're looking to save them, think twice. And I'll walk out the door.
As he walks by, Botrin takes one of the tattoos on his forearm, pulls it up so that it wavers a little bit in the air, then he puts it back down on his skin.
Is that your companion there that touched me? I look to Botrin. Strange. I'll just walk past. I'll just walk down the hall, kind of where that Yanti went.
Tarak looks to Maximiel. Nice fellow. So, what was in that book that got you so upset?
Whoever wrote it dealt with possibly some type of experimentation to make their powers stronger, which is very similar to what both Doran and I went through. And it seems like maybe it could have been done on purpose. There's something of crystals, venomancy. I'm trying to remember it off the top of my head. But maybe whoever wrote that needs help or should be stopped. And I don't know which, but if I know who did it, or possibly where he got the book from, it could help us.
Jaeger, as you're heading down the hall, the priest Noshu stops you, who had sent you on a prior mission, summoned clearly by some of the other acolytes that walk around and work in pairs. But Noshu is a singular individual who leads a big portion of this place, and meets you partway down the hall as you're going, back to the library late, Jaeger.
Sure.
Now, before you kill the new guests, these are the ones that are intended to free you of your obligation. I would recommend getting along nicely with them.
Free me of my obligation.
Yes, you owe a balance.
Yes, of course. How could I have forgotten that?
Did not think you would.
Of course I didn't.
But
The next time people are in my room that you say is protected and safe, and I have to take in matters into my own hands, there will be more than just one head on that floor.
Yes, well, perhaps while you're busy, availing yourself of our library and our great collection of works for you to, peruse in your free time, you might find one on the importance of closing one's doors when you walk outside. And Noshu walks past you and heads back down the hall. Making their way down to Maximil, Tarak, and Batran. This Yuan-Ti that makes their way down to you is not like some of the other ones you've seen. This one is this would be a full-blooded Yuan-Ti. This is not a half-blood, a convert, or anything like that. It is bipedal, so this is not a full snake-bodied Yuan-Ti. This is a bipedal one that is head to tail covered in snake scales, but makes their way to the group of you in the same robes that you've seen before. There's a little more adornment in the chest area. There's some different jewelry that's hanging off, and they carry with them this small satchel with a couple scrolls and books hanging out, and approaches the group of you in the hall. I apologize. You weren't intended to meet Mr. Jaeger until the morning after you had rested, and it's when you would have met me as well. My assistant would have come and got you, but after the gunshot, we knew that likely early introductions were made.
If you can call it such.
He's a very trusting fella.
No, he's not. That is the opposite of what he is.
Yeah.
However, if you would please, I know you've availed yourself of some of the fine things that the cathedral has to offer, baths and the library. I would recommend you eat. The food here does have healing properties. I recommend you get a nice full meal, get some rest, and we can talk in the morning.
Before you go, Mr. Jaeger's accent was very familiar. Do you know where he's from?
No.
Oh, okay, thank you.
The cathedral finds many lost souls, and he's probably one of the most lost that we've met.
How long has he been here?
He's been here for a time, but not such a long time that he's disconnected from the world. Like some.
For a time. That is certainly a unit of measurement.
It is. There are many things operating in the balance. Mr. Jaeger was supposed to be free of our services quite quickly, but he did not honor the balance, and now he will honor the balance. And we hope that you will do the same.
Backle floats out of the room up onto my shoulder and says, "He's not lost. He's just a jerk."
Yes. Quite astute. However, I recommend rest, relaxation, and we should all meet in the morning.
Yeah.
And with that, Noshu will head off down the hall, kind of turn around, make their way back to where they were going. Anything else you would like to do this evening?
Tarak
Ben.
looks to Maximiel. So if this Jaeger has been here for some time, whatever was written in the book must have happened sometime as well.
Yeah.
I do not think that this person is anywhere close.
That's a relief. At least
Oh.
we didn't just miss them. That would have been worse, I think.
Maximiel, you had a question.
Yes, what's today's date?
You might not know. Do you want to ask somebody, or are you just trying to guess based off of how things have been going in the desert for you?
Based off of how things have been going in the desert, like about what day is today?
Make a survival check.
Oh, I'm good at those.
I hoped so.
Wow, okay, 19. Because I rolled a 19.
That works, okay. It is the 41st of Venetis.
Okay.
The in-game calendar is accurate. I don't know why the little mini calendar doesn't update as well. It's very bad at updating. But the pop-out one, if you open the simple calendar, that's accurate to the day.
If you click on the mini one so that it's just numbers instead of the actual like words, it does show the correct configuration.
Oh, perfect. That's cool.
Yeah, it goes date, month, year.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
And second question.
Yeah.
How far away would the, like, backwards is the 151st of Caspiel, if that's a date?
The 151st day. You are in Caspiel 150. So Caspiel 151 would be the month, though. So there's 4 months in the year.
Okay. So it's month year?
Yep. Sahayi Caspiel is the second month, which is summer. And then Venetis is the fall month or season. And then Felok is the winter season.
Okay.
So
this
it would
was
be 151st day.
It's the 151st year. So it's the year 151
Year.
LB right now.
So that's why it's Caspiel 151.
Yep,
So it doesn't give us the
sometime-
exact date that they wrote that.
Yeah, sometime a month ago. Anywhere between 41 days ago, which would be the end of the month, and 97 days ago, which would be the beginning of the month.
Okay, so time frame. Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Maximiel is just muttering this to herself as she's going to bed.
absolutely.
She's not good at mental math.
All right, everybody heading back to their rooms then.
Yup.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this really quick. This is going to be Botrin. It's going to be okay. Wow, that could not have worked out better. So Botrin, your room is first. You duck in with Spackle. Very nice small room, like the size of the other ones, you know. Oh no, you guys are actually all, that's correct. I apologize. You guys are all in kind of a group room. Jaeger's room and one other were private rooms. You guys are kind of in like a bunkhouse, more or less. But as the two of Botrin and Tarak start to drift off to sleep, Maximiel's sitting there doing math in her head and trying to figure out when this could have happened. And Jaeger, quietly from the corner, you definitely know that everybody is asleep except for Maximiel. But this is a group room, just so you know.
I'll just strike a. Yeah, I'll strike a match and just light up this rolled, I don't know, cigarette-like thing. Rolled tobacco plant. I don't know.
Oh, there's tobacco.
Fantasy stuff.
Yeah.
Fantasy plant. Spice. Whatever it is.
Okay, clarify. Does Jaeger do drugs or is it just tobacco?
No, just tobacco.
Okay.
I'll just strike it up so she sees the ambient light that I was sitting in the room waiting for you guys to get back in. And then I'll look to her and just walk out in hopes that she follows.
You were muted there, Sarah.
You know those'll kill you, right?
Yeah. Something out there will kill you faster.
Spackle sits up. See? I told you. Jerk.
You said it.
Want to have a chat?
Sure, if you're interested. You seem like an interesting fella.
It looked like Doran was up at the corner going, no, no.
Fine. I don't like your friends yet. Follow me. And he'll walk out kind of to a balcony, like where he normally sits and just peruses, and where he went out originally to smoke. Just to smoke.
Is Tarak asleep or is he
Everybody else besides Maximil is out.
okay?
That's what I rolled for, was to see who would fall asleep in what order, and literally it went Botrin, Tarak, Maximil.
Max walks next to him. You said you don't trust my friends, me included?
Well, you were telling the truth, and you have some interest in something that I have interest in. Your friends, or friend, I don't know the others, but didn't seem aware. And he'll just like lean over this, I guess, little just balcony. Hopefully no one else is like here besides like some of the night Yantis over just passing through. Just more private area.
They're all good people.
Who?
Well,
These-
start with Tarak
Oh, your friends.
and Botrin. They're cool too. And you didn't
What-
meet the two other ones.
That little thing. Touch me.
Yeah.
What's its deal?
She's Botrin's friend thing? It's witchy things. I'm not really sure. She's kind of cute once you get to know her.
Kind of just grits his teeth. Sure. What's your interest in this notebook? And he'll pull it out. Won't open it, but just pull it out.
Talks about phenomancy.
Yeah.
Phenomancy has been used to hurt me.
You
hurt
mean
people
create
that I-
you?
Interesting turn of phrase. What color are his gloves?
Black?
Black?
Mm-hmm.
Max takes a step back. Does the name Ebon Hand mean anything to you, sir?
He immediately glares like into your soul.
Maximil, make an insight check. You don't
my
really
God.
need one, but I'm calling for one.
16.
Jaeger?
Well, hold on. I have advantage on these things because of things. So,
Yeah, you can have advantage if you want, but given the subject matter, it's up to you if you're going to just take a straight roll from disadvantage or not.
No, I'll let it go. I don't need to roll. I'll let you know. You hit something on the head there. And
Max
from a...
takes... Oh, go ahead.
ahead.
Sorry.
I was going to say, from a very stern, seasoned male, old guy who's seen some things. Like, this is now something personal. That's all you'll get. He didn't hide this one well.
Gets closer to the point where she's like almost against him, and so that her medallion is almost touching him. And then she just moves her hand to touch the medallion to him.
You touch my hand to the medallion?
I touch
Or you're touching
the
me?
medallion to like your clothes or your open arm if there's any like skin, but
Is there something significant with that?
yeah, there is. But you passed the first vibe check. Although you failed the one where I mentioned the ebon hand. Who are they to you?
Now we're getting a little personal again.
Yeah, it's personal.
I get that. This isn't the place to talk about them.
Them. And not you.
Yes. You seem interested in my gloves.
Yeah.
Mine don't have fingers. And they're definitely not silk.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they have a sense of style occasionally.
Maybe. But now I know you're interested. So, we can either talk about this somewhere more remote, because the people here are very strange, or we do this task and get out of here. Because I'm now certain you're indebted to them as well.
Are we?
How'd you get
honestly,
here?
I mean, I just kind of woke up and everyone else was already awake. And they said something about keeping balance. I don't know anything about any debts.
Yeah, you ever go to those establishments where they keep your money?
A bank?
Yep. You know what they do with that money?
Well, it depends. I mean, sometimes if you keep it in there long enough, you build up a compound sort of interest. And so
Yeah,
they-
sure. Very astute. But everything comes at a price. Balance is one of those things that they bargain with, because they saved you and your comrades there, like they did me. And now we owe them a debt. Unfortunately, you and your friends are probably out in the desert a little too long. You seem a little off, a little extra unaware of what's happening.
I mean, yeah, we were out there for, I don't know, a week longer. It was not fun.
The desert's a scary place. But what I can tell you, between you and me, sure, you can say I'm after the same things you're after. That NW means something. There's a reason why I took that room over everyone else.
What does it mean to you? Do you know them?
No, I do not.
Did
They
hurt
have
someone?
something of mine, and I want it back.
Our missions are fairly similar. I think we should continue this talk in the morning with the rest of the Midnight Parliament, which is what we call ourselves. It's because we do a lot of planning at night.
It's the most dangerous time. Especially in these parts.
would it hurt you to, like, have an optimistic, like, sentence?
No. And yes. Sleep well.
You too. Nice to meet you.
Likewise.
Oh, yay.
And he'll turn and go back to his room.
Okay. Maximiel, you finally get off to get some sleep?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been a long
It
day.
has been a long day. Finally, Maximiel, you drift off to sleep. And as for the rest of you, dreams can be an interesting thing sometimes. Doran, you find yourself in a strange dream, possibly induced by the massive amount of madness you've been dealing with out in the desert over the last week. And you wake in this lucid dream state back with the Bayaji in one of their tents underneath the sand, but it's empty. And there's a fire burning in the middle, and you kind of find yourself alone. Tapestries and rugs adorn the walls, and you come into this dream state with a fire crackling in front of you, and nobody around you, and you're sitting up holding a fire stick, like a little poker in your hands, just kind of poking at the fire in front of you.
Kind of stop and take stock of my surroundings. And... Hello? Is anyone here?
You don't hear anything.
I'll go back to kind of absent-mindedly stoking the fire.
As you're kind of stoking the fire and poking at it a bit, the embers crackle and pop, and they pop out, and one of them lands on one of the rugs a little bit outside of the fire circle, this little sand pit of safety. One of them actually hits one of the rugs and starts to catch it on fire.
Oh, jeez. I try to rush over to it and stamp it out.
It's very cramped in here for you. As soon as you stand up, you kind of smack your head on the ceiling at first and catch your surroundings, and you get back over there and start stamping on it and put the little ember out. But you note that the tapestry of this rug has already started to fray from this damage. The ends are singed a little bit, and you can see one strand burning with red hot intensity, and every time you try to stamp it out, it continues to burn, weaving through the different parts of this rug. And you look to one edge of the rug that's starting, that where this an individual rug that had caught fire. You look to the edge of it, and you can see where a pitcher of water had tipped over, and on it creates kind of what looks like a channel. Need you to make a survival check for me.
Okay. I'm pretty good at those.
You need to beat a 16.
How about a 17?
17's good. You recognize the water as it pours out over this rug, and it's kind of a tan and green, slightly colored rug, but you can see that it represents some of the geography of the world. You stare for a moment trying to figure out exactly what it is, and then it dawns on you that it looks exactly like the Camsaid Strait, the body of water that separates Katala from the Ethereal Desert, from Lamindor to the south. You can see this body of water, and you look closer at the rug, and you can see a little spot where the water meets the shore that the city of Gates rests at. And there's a little deformation in the pattern, just enough to note that something unique about the rug in that specific spot. And it almost looks like the curved edges of the outer walls of the city of Busat. And then you see the discoloration start to grow from Busat as sickly pus colors and greens start to take over, and the fabric of it kind of decays in front of you, and you can hear crackling behind as the very thin red bead of that one strand that was burning with that hot ember streaks towards Busat, and the decay begins to spread to the rest of the rug under your feet and starts to wash over, and you see it move across the body of water and start to reach to Lamindor. And then as it stretches up the wall, you can see the other continents of Udaland and Utansia up in the north start to have this decay spread to all of them. But you note on the left-hand side, there is a single white thread running off to the left. And it seems a little loose.
I'm gonna examine the white thread, and it seems a little loose. I want to try pulling it.
And you pull on the thread, and it lifts above the rest of the rug. And you're able to pull on it. It's not really attached, but it leads you. And you see that it's actually not a piece of the rug at all, and it actually runs to the left, right out the door of this safe little sanctum. And as you're pulling it, you can continue to follow. There's tension on the end of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow it.
And you keep following it, and as you do, you get colder walking to the edge of this room, away from the fire. But not colder in the sense that you're away from the fire, colder in the sense that you've stepped from the warmth of a desert into the frigid tundra of a polar region. You can feel the ice eating at the outside of your body. It feels almost as if tiny daggers are making their way under your dragon scales as you continue to follow this frantically out. And as you reach the door, the thread stops abruptly and ends, and you're looking outside at the vast emptiness of a space, just as if you were looking through a panel of cracked glass, and stars and nebula dance beyond you. And it reminds you eerily of the weave chamber that Bryndoinum took you into, looking at the expanse and the vast nothingness of the cosmos around you. And the thread dangles off of the edge with tension on it. What do you do?
I'm staring out this vast nothingness. There's still tension on the thread. Is it like a tension I can pull something up, or is it like a tension if I could climb down?
You can give it a tug. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm going to try pulling it up.
It seems anchored stiffly.
All right. How like, can I climb down this? Because you say thread, and I think of like
Yeah,
a thin piece
it
of
looks
thread.
like
I don't
a
think
piece of
like a
thread.
rope. Yeah. All right.
But it seems very stiffly anchored. What would you like to try to do?
I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try climbing down the thread.
Yes.
You put your full weight into the thread, and you find yourself comfortably rappelling down into the vast of nothing beneath you. And eventually you reach solid floor. And you find yourself literally in that same chamber, that vast open nothingness with solid surface beneath your feet. And you can see the cosmos stretching before you. But this is not the same loom. This is not the same weave of fate that you had seen before. A fine tapestry of all of these interwoven fates brought together. It's chaotic. There's threads coming in from everywhere into a massive weave in the middle. And as your eyes adjust to the darkness and clear, you see the massive form of Bryndoinham in her draconic form, walking across these threads like a spider moves across a web. You find yourself frozen, staring at her for a moment.
Bryndoinham, are you all right? What is this place? What is going on here?
You still kind of have your hand held back on that piece, making sure that you're really actually on ground as she continues to walk across the web of these threads of fate. And as she makes her way back around towards you, you don't hear words in your mind, but you get a series of pictures and feelings and images as Bryndoinham makes her way across the web, and it almost feels as if 8 eyes are staring at you from that draconic head in the distance. And you see Bryndoinham in many forms, wandering the weave of fate, watching it evolve and grow. And you look back with her through her eyes and see the beginning of this weave and the chaotic threads being born from nothingness, and a dark, void, purple-colored burn, the center, the beginning of this massive set of threads. And at the other side, much further down, you see a break, a shattering, and many of the threads cut off. And as she steps through that pane of glass, she gets concerned, and you feel this anxiety and this unease, and she looks further out into this massive spiderwebbing cosmos of fate, and she sees this rot overtaking all of the threads. And she looks down and sees something, sees a multitude of threads that could become something more. And she considers it for a time, and she begins to weave. And you wake up. And in your hand is a golden and white thread that burns into your palm as you sit up awake, and you feel a strange power surge through you. And you have been blessed with a boon. Doran, you've been granted the boon of fate. Once per day, you can activate the boon of fate when anybody is making a roll with a d20 and add a d10 to that roll.
Oh,
Wow.
not the same then. Okay,
Oh.
interesting.
Holy
Badass.
Nikes.
And you're the first one to awake the next morning, and your companions are all kind of snoring around you, and Spackle looks up for a brief moment at you.
Morning, friend.
She says good morning, and then she says something very creepy.
It's always the most fun when she visits us in dreams.
Gross.
Doran just kind of is sitting there in stunned silence and just I'm going to need somebody smarter than myself to figure that one out. Then he's going to roll out of bed and just onto the floor and start doing his morning routine.
You hear the distant echo of another familiar of, and then poof, Astrid appears kind of on your shoulder blades as you're doing your morning routine, and just kind of rides on your back as you're doing push-ups.
Resistance training is important.
Do me a favor, listen, as soon as Soren is awake, please, I need to speak with him.
She purrs at you. And then she goes poof and disappears. And then poof. Soren, when she wants your attention for something, Astrid suddenly has weight. Normally she doesn't. But when she wants to have the weight of a cat, she does. And you feel the poof, thud on your chest.
Sprawled out, sleeping face down, just fully face in the pillow. Just feel her on me, and just not yet. Oh God, please no! I'm so tired.
Time for those skippity paps.
What?
She gives you the cat paps, and she doesn't have the tongue, the scratchy tongue to like lick you with, but she does take the little owl beak and starts nibbling at your ears.
Oh God! Ow! Ow! No, not the pointy parts. What? Ugh. What? No, I don't know. I don't want to be up. No. No. All right. What? What? Fine.
She like pats you and motions to Doran, who's over doing the
What ear is
workout.
it? Oh, I'm not the first. Thank God. Oh, I feel better. Doran, you feel better? You're doing push-ups? What are those? I forget.
Yeah, every morning I get up and do a few reps. Listen, last night, as restful as it was, there was something more.
Why? What happened?
Don't know whether it was just a fever dream or hallucination or, Lord knows, maybe a vision. I was visited in my sleep by what I think was Brundoina.
Oh shit. All right. Do you? I don't know. Did you see anything interesting, noteworthy?
So much. I saw rot. I saw a tapestry that looked like the world. It looked like the space between Ethereal and Lamindor. They straight there, and I saw. It looked like the corruption was spreading in Busat.
Sounds about right. I told you I had a dream while we were on that flying contraption, right?
Did you? I don't remember. If you did, then I have already forgotten.
That's all right. I told
Of course, to be
the.
fair, I was down in a bottom basket. Because
That's what it was. I didn't tell you because you were sick.
Yes.
Forgot about that. Well, I had a similar experience with the glowing thread of light that disappears into you and feels awful. I can still feel it.
It was right here in the palm of my hand.
Did it hurt for you? It hurt for me. I didn't like it. It felt invasive.
It felt kind of like burning a little, like a burning, tingling sensation. It's gone now, but there was more. In this vision, there was a thread that looked like the threads that we saw, and I climbed down, and I was in a space that I think was like Brundoinam's chamber.
This is already much more than what I experienced. You saw her?
I saw her, but she was not quite herself. It was like she was, frankly, very spider-like and gross, but she was crawling all over the threads of fate, and there was
Are you sure it was her?
I mean, it felt like her.
I suppose if she can turn into a dragon, she can turn into a spider too. Did she look more spider or more dragon?
No, more dragon, but it was weird because it was like she had 8 eyes. Yeah, it's not great. It's like a dragon spider hybrid. It was
that's awful. I don't like it.
But then there was like this shattered glass.
Like
in
the veil?
the nothingness. I kind of like. Now that I think about it, could have.
Did she shatter it?
No, but
Something
she
else?
looked. It was like I could see through her eyes, and she looked through. And on the other side was just pure corruption spreading rapidly.
Well, I'm not one for dream interpretation in terms of what it could mean. I suppose, as you said, it could have just been a fever dream. We were quite literally on the verge of death yesterday.
Yes, that we were. And now we're fine. It's a weird place, this place.
Yes, I don't hate it, but I don't like the idea of us being indebted to them, though we are, I suppose, to put it plainly, mercenaries.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's kind of our whole bag. We're mercenaries for anybody these days. But the last thing that happened in this dream was she began to weave these golden strands together. I don't know if she means for these threads or who they represent or what they represent to try and fight this corruption. Maybe
You said they were golden.
Well, they were like the golden white, like the pure thread.
How many?
Corrupted.
I can clarify that for you.
Yeah, please. Did you say like 8 or
so
9?
the important distinction was that when you were in the chamber, you all saw a tapestry that had been woven together and threads feeding into it from the back. This was like someone threw up a spiderweb bomb into the chamber, and she started pulling them and weaving them after the broken pane. So she began to create that tapestry in that moment.
Huh.
So yeah, I'm not quite sure what it all means, but I mean, you're smarter than I am when it comes to certain things, so I trust you to know what the hell happened.
If I'm being perfectly honest, a lot of my smarts is applied better elsewhere. It sounds like it's okay, so let's work on the hypothesis that this is something that she sent to you, given the thread and all that. Working on that, we are to assume that this is some sort of perhaps history, maybe her history. I would imagine those threads, and this is kind of the theory I've been working off of since we got there. I think those threads are varying, I suppose, threads of existence, you know? They say every choice we make creates a divergent future, and I think, I don't know who can actually know, but I think that's what she does. I think she creates time, the linearity of it. Perhaps this, you said spiderweb that was then threaded into something. Maybe that's what came before. Maybe that's what that thing that we saw there, maybe that's what it wants it to go back to.
You mean like the chaos of pre-existence?
Right, something like that. Maybe it liked it that way, maybe it was happier. Maybe it sees, I mean, it spoke of reclaiming. Maybe it thinks that, you know, existence, order, creation, maybe that's all some sort of affront to it. I doubt it will ever tell us.
The rat wants to unmake existence.
That is what I assumed, at least. Where's
I
Max?
thought you lost me at the word linearity.
You're not that smart. I'll just like ruffle his head, even though like aiming for hair, even though I know there's no hair, and it's just right. Where's Max? I need backup help.
Jirok and Botrin wake up first. Max is about another 10 minutes behind them, but all of them are about another hour before they even get up.
I'll just spend some time prepping spells then.
Does Tarok hear Doran and Soren talk?
No, not unless they're still talking an hour later. You guys had gone to do the bathhouse thing and like had done other things while these two literally went food, bed. And this stuff is, magic, drugged up food that kind of knocks you out for about 8 hours.
Well, Tarak gets out of bed. He does his morning meditation and prayer, and leaves the room. And what's outside?
So you guys are still kind of in that dormitory hall area. Now that it's light, you can see that outside is not, it's like a reverse gazebo. It's like a clearing that is built of stone and has no roof, so it can be exposed to the sun, and you can go outside and be in the sun, and there's some magic there that kind of creates a little bit of shade, like almost
yeah,
looking
I
up
mean,
through
outside the room, so there's a hallway that's outside the room.
Yep,
Or
there's
is
the
the
hall,
room-
the hall that goes to the right where you came from earlier, next to Jaeger's room. That goes down a little bit further to the bathhouses. And then if you had turned the corner, that would take you back to like the library and the dining hall. To the left, you can see where you can go back to the entrance, and then there are some other offshoot halls that you have not gone down yet.
Okay.
But there are acolytes moving around and working.
Is Jaeger's door closed?
Jaeger?
Nope. It's wide open, bed perfectly made, as if no one stayed there.
Okay.
He's actually sitting out in like the same place that he took Max, what I would imagine on probably like his 6th or 7th cup of coffee or tea or whatever they serve.
Oh, they have coffee. It's close enough
Yeah.
to Katala. They got good coffee out here.
Yeah, he's been up for a while. I'd say a long while.
Break into his room again. It'll be funny.
Within a couple minutes, though, Botrin and Baxmill, everybody's up and active and waking up. And those of you who I didn't tell already, Maximil, Tarak, and Botrin, you lose all exhaustion that you had from the travels.
Does Tarak run into Doran and Soren?
Oh yeah, you guys are in a shared bunk room. It's like a little, there's about 10 beds in there. It's a little dormitory style room. There's only a couple
Okay,
private
so
rooms.
they were still in the room when Tarak woke up?
Yeah.
Or,
Yep.
Okay. I thought
Yeah,
that
I did think it was weird that like we talked about how they were waking up, and then you're like, I meditate, I do my prayer, and then I walk out. Like, screw these guys.
Yeah, I thought
My bad.
they
I'm
were.
sorry.
I thought they were already gone. I thought they were okay. So Tarak looked over to Doran and Soren says, you missed some excitement last night.
What
We
more?
Maximilian and I met somebody, a really sunny fellow. Oh yeah, he shot Spackle.
I fucking beg your pardon. What?
I didn't
He
think
shot
that was
Spackle?
possible.
It's a ghost.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I can see that. Horrifying as ever.
Tarak, you always make the most interesting friends. I don't understand this.
Wait, so this person shot Spackle and nothing came of it? You didn't punch him in the face or anything like that?
Well, we were asked to be nice, but apparently he
Post shooting.
has a book that something was inside it that upset Maximil greatly.
Did she explain what it was, or
Is Max up yet?
She was hesitant, to say the least. But this fellow, you might know something. If we manage not to kill him first, he may have some useful information for us. Perhaps a direction which we can pursue.
We should definitely try to not kill him. If he has information that is probably the more important thing.
Yes, try not to kill him first, but, if it comes to that, it's what? 5, 6, I guess, if you count Spackle, to 1.
Yeah.
You're muted, Ben.
Max, now you're awake.
Y'all would not believe what just happened.
What
Did you
do you
have a
mean just
crazy
happened? You were...
dream
But
too?
last night, you would...
Did you have a dream too?
No. I mean, there was a guy...
Oh, yes, the one who shot
Oh,
Spackle.
we've heard about this guy.
Okay. So he had a book, right? A journal written by someone who was doing phenomancy.
Like actively or in the past?
Actively doing phenomancy, actively including it with some sort of crystals to make some sort of power addition, and something about concentrated power and doing concentrated power to themselves, and then said something that I actually felt resonated very strongly. Path to prove that power isn't just for those to take, and then they're looking for someone. And so I was wondering if that was our dear friend who shot Spackle.
That's
But
a lot,
he-
yes, I would assume so.
He also has connections with the Ebon Hand. And he knows about the Nightwalker, and the Nightwalker has something that belongs to him.
Still
Wait,
confused. Why didn't you
Max,
both fight him?
how do you know all of this? He didn't tell
we had
us
a great
that.
heart-to-heart.
You
had a
what?
heart-to-heart
You
with
talked
someone-
with him by yourself?
Hey, I can take care of myself.
No,
I'm sure he's
I-
just a big softy underneath his big layer of gruff.
Probably a camel killer.
No, I'm a big softy under the layer of gruff. This person sounds like they are actively working with several different factions of our enemies.
I don't think they like the... he doesn't like the Ebon Hand.
Oh, sure.
Weird vibes.
Did you do the detect
Yes.
thoughts
Yeah.
thing at
Well,
him?
I can't do that anymore. I'm not in Katala.
Oh, shit, that's right. That was from the necklace, wasn't it?
Yeah.
God, I miss the jungle. I never thought I'd say that sentence.
Well,
So like...
Max, so how? So you,
But we
you
can work
talked to him?
together. Yes. I talk to people. That's like something I do.
Let's, if we could, please. I want to go back to the part where this person in the journal is infusing power into people using crystals, phenomancy.
Yeah, exactly. I think they were doing it to themselves. Possibly.
Oh, shit, wait a minute. That's what happened to you, isn't it?
Yeah. Isn't it?
Yes, it is, and it worries me very much.
Are we still siding on the idea that this person is not an enemy? Because I am unconvinced. They have a
This
journal
sounds
that is
like
being...
a bad-
The book doesn't belong to him.
So, that means...
Yeah, it's very suspicious. I know that. I want to
What
find
did
out.
he tell you? Did he tell you where he got it from? This journal?
Look, we're not even on last name basis yet. I got what I could.
Okay. So it is not his journal. He
No.
may have stolen it from somebody.
Yep.
Thus begging the
Yeah.
question of why.
Yep.
Perhaps after he shot them.
Possibly there were blood spatters all over the page.
Oh, good. Excellent. Yes, he probably killed someone to steal their horrifying arcane experimental knowledge.
Yeah, but he probably also has knowledge.
I would
That
very
same
much
arcane
like-
experimental
Yeah,
knowledge.
well, and let us not forget that his first reaction is to shoot when not happy.
Someone at the door?
Yes. High Priest Nashu will see you all now if you would like breakfast and to discuss the balance.
We'll be there in a minute.
Very good. And they kind of, as they're closing, they turn and lean out. Mr. Jaeger, High Priest Nashu will see you. And you guys can all see Jaeger sitting outside.
Puts out his little cigarette and like finishes his cup and stack of just fine teacups.
I wave at him.
Just do like the
We're
like, little
friends.
backhand arm slap. Don't wave at him.
Thanks.
Sunshine himself.
Look.
Karag shoots Jaeger a glare.
Oh, he catches it.
Man, it's gonna be fun. I haven't run PvP in a long time. But with that,
It's
if
gonna
you guys
be
don't
over
have
quick.
anything else super important you want to discuss right now, we can take our quick break.
Yeah, break time.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. We will be back from break in about 5 to 10 minutes here. So thanks. Stick around. Welcome back, everybody. We are just picking up after everybody finally got some rest. Some people had some creepy, weird dreams, but Jaeger has met up with the group, and the person who met you at the entrance was actually who came and told you that Priest Nashu was ready to see you. And they kind of are waiting at the end of the hall to escort all of you. What would you guys like to do? Follow them?
I'll be first in line.
Jaeger's first in line, okay.
It would be rude to keep our host waiting.
I think finish prepping spells, gather up my stuff, and
You guys did
Yeah.
say you needed a minute, so I wanted to give you time to, address anything you needed to before you left.
Are we indebted to them?
so a little bit, yes. The exchange was essentially that they would allow us, and unfortunately, and most importantly, you as well, in here to rest and to recuperate. If I sign some sort of agreement for us to maintain the balance, I believe they are some sort of order worshipping religion. I'm not incredibly well versed, but you pick up a few things here and there.
Wait,
They
so
said
you
you,
signed an agreement on all of our behalf to
It was-
do exactly what?
We don't know, and therein lies, unfortunately, the sting. It was that, or be thrust back out into the desert, or alternatively, which I don't think any of us would entertain as an option, leave Max in the desert alone.
Oh.
It wasn't a comfortable decision, but it was one I think was correct.
I trust you, Soren, and I know that what you did with the best of it.
I would imagine they are most likely going to have us right some sort of wrong. I hope.
All wrong, some kind of right.
That is
Maintain
what
the
I was
balance.
afraid of. Yes, they might. Oh God, I hope not. In any
Well,
case, those are
Maybe
the
it's
that's the context.
Reddy's Brigade, and we can screw them
Oh,
over.
I kind of
God,
hope
I
it's
would hope
Reddy's
so.
Brigade. I hope we can take those pieces of. Ugh.
If there is a divine order in the world, please let it be that. If you can hear me,
Jaeger,
Katala, if you have any say around here.
Jaeger, you hear them complaining about Ruddy's brigade, and you know that group of bandits. They're kind of below you, though.
I'll just politely say, top of my voice down the hall. There is no higher power that's going to help that brigade.
comforting. All right.
But
Well,
also-
in any case, that is the context for what we are most likely going to be dealing with these people.
Thank you.
And
Of course.
Tarak mutters to himself, "Oh, it speaks things other than just insults."
You're
Referring to Jaeger.
outside of the cup this morning because Jim-
Roll for initiative.
All right, we following Jaeger and oh my gosh, I just heard
It's the first time I've
Holy
ever
sh-
First time I've ever gotten a good initiative roll. Let me have this.
45?
45?
It adds your dexterity.
It adds your dex.
Oh, yeah.
And 20. Why 20?
Hold on. Oh, how did that click twice? Just
Why
kidding.
does it add?
Why do you have advantage?
Why do I
Oh,
have advantage?
It adds your modifier and the stat number. I forgot
Correct.
about that. That's
That's
wild.
weird.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, so we following
Oh,
them.
wait, it rolled JW and Jaeger.
I know it's strange. I'm not sure what happened there, but
That is strange.
Anyway, sorry, distraction.
Yep, my bad.
you
Grizzly
guys
mused.
following them down the hall. Then we're following
Yeah.
Sheksa, who you didn't actually catch their name, who talks to you, Jaeger. I hope you're getting along well with our new guests. They came in late last night, and I heard there was a bit of a scuffle.
Sure. You could say that.
Excellent. Well, hopefully hopefully the balance will be restored and you can be on your way, Mr. Jaeger.
Happy to be on my way.
The rest of you fall out in order, however, but down the hall. And as soon as Sheksa sees you all, she kind of guides you to the left down one of the other hallways you haven't been to yet, which takes you into a chapel, kind of cathedral area. There's a lot of, much like the folks from the Ashahoyan walking cities, wooden furniture is something that's not common, so a lot of pillows and things like that on the ground. Same thing in the cathedral here. Groups are organized, so people sit in like these semicircles, and you can see semicircles scattered throughout the cathedral floor, looking up to, if you were to think about it, maybe these people do worship gears. You're not sure, but there's some clockwork machination hanging from the back wall that has a pair of scales hung off the top of them in perfect balance. And there are people, they're not hanging up there for decoration. There are people walking up ladders and adding things to these scales, the centerpiece of this room. And things are slightly tipping in one direction or the other, and the gears are moving underneath it.
Are there any like idols or like statues that are like placed like golden or anything like that? Any valuable goods somewhere?
Most things are copper and brass in here. They have value to these people, but on the open market, probably not. Probably some collector might like them, but it'd be hard to hawk somewhere.
But nothing like specifically placed to be like an idol.
There
like
are in each of the semicircles of pillows, there's a small idol kind of at the center of each of them.
I'll pipe up as we're walking behind her, and I'll just say, you might want to watch out, because the big man in the back there, where he's from, it's polite to take your things and then expect you to thank him for it.
Noted. Thank you. She leads you through back to a couple. There's some doors at the back, like two little offices off the side, and they actually lead to a hallway that kind of reconnects back to a larger office area and a small meeting table in the back, where some of you have met Nashu already and seen her. Doran and Soren, who have not. Nashu is speaking to a couple people from behind the desk and sees you come in, and she goes, "Yes, we'll finish later. Please, on your way." And the two acolytes that are there get up and walk out. Sheksa introduces, as discovered last night, this is High Priest Nashu, the Midnight Parliament, and Jaeger.
Can I get a vibe check on the two acolytes that walked out? Like what it looked like the conversation, I guess, after effects were for them, and if they kind of gave us any looks?
Nate, what do you think the conversation was? I'm going to let you feed the story here, because there's nothing that's going to impact the story. So I'm interested in what vibe you give to this place. So sure, what conversation was she having? You definitely picked up on a little bit of it, and you got a vibe from it.
God, I don't even know. I don't know how this place works. I was trying more to ask, like, see if they were what their read on us was, because obviously they go through the desert and they pick people up and apparently barter trades of balance from them in exchange for services.
Sure.
So I was trying to see if like there was like discussion of operations between the three of them, like, and I guess if there was anything like that would be residual on their face as they walk by.
Nothing operational that's going on. In fact, they hardly acknowledge your presence as they walk past you. You are just a part of a greater working to them.
Mm-hmm. A cog in the machine. If
I didn't want to put it that much on the nose, but sure, you go right ahead.
It's there. I'll reach for it.
Low hanging fruit.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's hanging low enough to.
Yeah.
The scales were high up on the wall, guys. They're not that low, okay? Anyway, so High Priest Nashu said, "Please, the table. That's the best place." And she like motions you over there. there's hot coffee and tea and some also cool fruit beverages available, but there's quite a selection of different things available for you to choose from. Please get a refreshment before we discuss the balance owed.
Jaeger will go get a beverage, and he'll like have the pitcher out. Anyone else need something to wake him up?
I'll get a fruity beverage.
That's not what I grab. Okay. Let's just set it back down.
Grab coffee and like some sort of. You said there's fruit.
Fruit beverages. There's no actual food in here.
Oh, got it. All right. So yeah, just coffee then.
Yes.
So, yes, the Chapel of Ijun operates on a balance, as you've come to learn, I'm sure, and you have a balance owed. We've provided you a service, and we expect a service in return, as you agreed to. Compliments of Mr. Soren and Jaeger, of your situation and own accord. You owe a greater balance. However, we feel this is fitting, and we've consulted Ijun, and this is a fitting service to reclaim the balance, as it were. There is a temple near here, the Temple of the Koth. It is a Ijunite temple, and we would like it back. It was taken from us. There is a undesirable entity that has taken up residence.
What type of entity?
We don't know. Those acolytes that we sent were lost to us. They were...
How do you know it's undesirable?
Because it, as far as we know, it killed them. They never returned to us. And those that have come close to it sensed some creature of great power and left. Some brave enough to enter never came back.
Are they here to tell the tale?
We have a couple acolytes who sensed some great evil within, but they dared not go inside. They have no other information than what I'm telling you now.
I'd like to hear it from them.
Very well. Sheksa is standing by the door, and she nods and runs out to get a couple people.
I also have a question, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Any diviners amongst your ranks, people who are capable of scrying?
There are those among our ranks who can scry, yes.
Would you be willing to afford us that benefit on this expedition if we are to be marching into something we are better to meet with success if we know what we are fighting?
Sure, we can attempt to, but our attempts so far have been blocked.
Perhaps watch the place rather than the thing.
Yeah, very well. We can show you. And you note on the side of the room, there's another one of the sand tables that you had seen coming in that kind of had a map of the area. Then when she waved over it, she was able to show you where the city of Katia was, where the city of Rosita was, and where you guys were in relation to that. She gets it, and it kind of hovers along the ground. There's no wheels or anything, but there's some enchantment keeping it afloat. She brings it near, and she waves a hand over it, and all the sand spills into the bowl on the outside, and there's a mirror finish on this there's a mirror that's inlaid into this marble, and she just dips a finger down and touches it, and she shows you this overhead view of this temple.
Oh.
You can see cut into a mountainside, 2 long rows of pillars leading up to this temple, and put into the mountainside itself is, let's see, if you are proficient in religion, let me get a quick look here. Proficiencies. Who's proficient?
I got a bonus, but no proficiency. Damn.
Religion is nobody. None of y'all know. None of y'all know what
Jesus.
None of you know what Ijun looks like, but you see this blue entity that has 10 arms and is being held on a throne of hands, holding multiple things in perfect symmetry, kind of this massive statue cut into the side of a mountain.
That's these Yanti's deity?
Yes.
Okay. How many entrances are in this temple? Entry points?
Just the one.
Through the front gate?
Yes.
You sure there's nothing else?
Not that I am aware of. This was lost to us some time ago. It's been at least 12 years.
Why the sudden interest to get it back?
We've always wanted it back, but we never had anybody who owed us enough balance and was capable. We would not send somebody incapable into the jaws of certain defeat, now that we know there's some great threat there.
Tarak kind of leans forward. I suppose we have no choice but to fulfill our end of the bargain to whatever satisfy this balance you're talking about, but I am quite certain we can do it ourselves without the help of somebody who shoots our companions in the face.
You would think that, but Ijun has decreed that all of you are responsible for this bounty. So it is our desire for all of you to do this.
Looks to his friends, and you feel comfortable going there with him, somebody we do not know.
To be fair,
I'm not comfortable with any of this.
Yeah,
It'd be
like, this is
foolish
all
of him
kind
to shoot us while we were there, since we all
He
have the
has done
same.
it already.
We didn't
In
have
my
the same
room.
priorities.
You did, barge into the man's room and start rummaging through his belongings. I mean, he's kind of justified.
Justifiable to shoot somebody? The room was unlocked. You read a book.
It was
It's
not.
only spackle, it's fine.
The door was locked, if you remember, and it came through the door and touched me.
That sounds terrifying.
Oh, so you shoot everybody who touches you?
No touching.
Through a locked door.
To be fair, spackle is pretty creepy.
Let me put it this way. If I were to come into your lodging where you were staying, rummaging through all of your property, and not be forthright about what you were doing in said, or what I was doing in said property, didn't know it was truthful until we had a small conversation, yes. But
Obviously, I would pull a bomb on them, yes.
Perfect. Also, what's wrong with you?
About that time, Sheksa leads two acolytes in to the group of you. This is Talki and Ihu. They were the two that had gone on this mission.
Taki and Ihu,
Yes. They both kind of nod to you.
do you speak the common language?
Yes, we do.
Good. Can you describe what you saw? That magical thing, creature, essence, whatever it was, in your own objective perspective? Each of you at once?
Talki will speak up first. Well, we approached the temple, and we saw, the visage of Ijun, felt safe and began to come closer, and the hills began to shift, and some great evil felt as if it was reaching out for us, and I cast a spell to allow us to flee, and we made haste and left. And Ihu kind of, it pretty much happened exactly like that. We came up. I was a little uneasy to begin with, and as soon as, sorry for the baby, as soon as things felt wrong, we fled. I started to run. Talkie cast a spell on both of us, and we fled.
The hills shifted. And
She's over here kicking her grandma who's trying to put her diaper on her, and she's like screaming at her and kicking her.
Nice.
Yeah. PvP has already started. Bye, baby.
Excellent.
That's too funny.
She's laughing at me the whole time.
That's Jirok trying to get to be friends with Jaeger. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Child's an instigator. I love it.
They shifted. Sand shifted unnaturally. It was unnerving.
Like they opened up, or like a mirage?
I don't know. He was like, I was terrified. I ran. I just left.
Can I insight check him?
Sure.
13.
Yeah, they are both scared, reliving the moment.
Can I clock and see if the high priest knows anything, like if anything seems to be resonating with them about what this might be describing? Not like what it is, obviously, but just like if anything the two acolytes are describing seems to ping for them.
No, I mean, you can make an insight check if you'd like, but she has a very kind of just stone face. She's very matter of fact. Everything is
dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Even with a dirty 20, like, it is hard to read her. You're pretty sure you can see the subtle differences in body language, and this doesn't resonate for her. This is the facts. This is what happened.
Gotcha.
And we would ask that you clear the temple so that we may reclaim it. It is not that motioning to Maximil, somebody of the walking cities would understand, but we have many places throughout the desert that our priests operate through.
What about that wouldn't I understand?
Well, if memory serves correct, the majority of those that reside in those cities think us to be a myth.
We could do without the assumptions, thank you.
We could, but the balance will be served. Should you complete this task, there is a slight balance owed unto you. The Cathedral of Ijun would be at your disposal. We will away you to Reseda, I think you were trying to catch. We can bring you to Reseda. We can bring you to any edge of the ethereal desert of your choosing. We would gladly take you and drop you at whatever port of call you would like to be left at.
What about the deeper sanctums of the library?
Those are off limits to all except for priests of Ijun. You know that, Jaeger. I will not allow access for some job performed in the sake of the balance.
I mean, getting a sacred temple back kind of adds to your collective.
But it does not outweigh the balance enough.
Look, you can figure about your balance all you want later. Let's just get this done with. The sooner we part company with this Jaeger, the more comfortable I will feel.
How far is it to this temple?
Is there anything else that you can tell us that may help us accomplish this?
Like any traps?
Yes, that is very important, please. If there are any traps, please let us know.
Yes.
Defenses of any sort.
The temple does have some defenses.
I'll just take out my spellbook, flip to the very last page past the bookquill. Please describe them in the utmost detail you are possibly capable.
I'm aware they
exist. By spikes that pop out of a wall.
I'm aware they exist, but unfortunately,
Things that shoot you in the face.
The high priest that operated the temple was destroyed by the entity that took it over and knew the defenses, and that knowledge.
It seems like they did a fat lot of good then.
Spackle is behind Torok's shoulder looking at Jaeger.
If you were to make a trap, like what sort of vibe would you do? Like acid or arrows flying out or a floor dropping out? Like
those all sound very
good.
Those all sound very nice. Unfortunately, I don't make traps. So.
Rolling wheels of spikes.
Ooh, that sounds very exciting.
Or snakes.
Yes, exciting, unless you're on the wrong end of it.
Snakes seems a little on the nose, doesn't it?
Oh,
it does.
That is very insensitive.
You'd be amazed, though. Actually, grown to like snakes. Do you have a very long pole?
Nice.
That's a personal question.
Oh, we could just let Jaeger take point.
We could. That's true. Do you have a very long pole for our friend here?
We could find a 10-foot pole somewhere, I'm sure.
Thank you.
We don't need a pole.
You're all children. Grow up. Come on. Stroking back a laugh himself. Just.
I am a forever child.
Disgusting.
Yes, yes, you are, Smack. Well,
The other question, we know the balance must be served, and we're about 2 miles from the temple now. We will stay here.
short walk.
You march 2 miles east, and you'll find the temple.
Does the balance have a dictation on whether we go at night or day?
No, but we can provide you ample shade for the day if you would like to go now.
That's also not the question we should be asking. How quickly do you need this done?
You need to leave now.
Then we leave now.
We don't want any things falling through the cracks again, Mr. Jaeger.
Yes, well aware.
If we're talking about the balance, I mean, you know.
How interesting.
Very
Sorry,
well.
what cracks exactly?
Time.
You must achieve this goal within the next 2 days, and it should be your only mission. You shall not deviate from the plan to clear this temple. You should not seek personal vengeances, or you should not seek vengeance against anything else while you are out performing this duty. You should leave with the singular purpose to complete your objective, Mr. Jaeger.
Ooh,
No showdowns,
Understood.
no shootouts.
That was
No.
very pointed.
Yes, they don't want you going after the brigade. Understood?
Oh, they were
I
talking
feel
to
like-
us?
I feel like that was not pointed at us.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
He-
But
she
I'm
was
pointing it
squarely
at
with
you. Yeah,
Oh,
it was towards
you
me.
You all had a run-in with a brigade. Yes. Do not go after a brigade. Please leave the
We
temple.
don't know how to find them, so
Excellent.
no concerns.
No, I actually.
I can tell you where they're at.
Mr. Jaeger, please. That is why there
You
is a
can?
concern.
Perhaps after this is all over, we will talk.
Yes,
to Monmouth.
after the balance has been.
Okay. We're off to save your little hideout. How do you know it's done?
When
Do you want us to return?
Yes, please. We will wait. here
Anything
for
you want us to grab?
The head of whatever creature was left down there.
Fair enough. You're sure it's
Alright.
a creature? All of the context here I'm getting is some sort of monster of some sort. It's not just a person, right? We're not going to get
Oh,
there and find
yes.
that they just defected and, something like that.
Well,
That would be very strange, but yes, as far as I'm aware.
you said they knew all their traps, so it sounded like an inside job. But we'll be on our way. Thanks for the information.
I mean, wouldn't be the first time
Correct.
they're out the temple.
Gets
doing
up,
something.
walks past Jaeger. Try not to get in the way unless it's in front of me when a trap goes off.
Good luck.
Bets on who has the bigger chip on their shoulder. Bets.
I feel like Josh and Magic met on the side and was like, hey, we were bros with my last character. Let's hate each other now.
Yeah. I'm all about it. Bring it in.
All right.
On the train.
So you,
Remember,
So
we
the
are
fun
friends.
wrestle.
Out of character, we are friends. In character, they
Yes.
hate each other.
Yeah.
so you all prepare to leave now?
10-foot pole. Yeah.
Time is of the essence.
As you guys head to the door where the entry atrium was, there are 4 acolytes there. 2 of them have wands at the ready as you are all coming up, and one of them,
they're here to kill us.
one of the other pair is holding like a very long pole, very awkwardly, trying to like balance it, and just hands it.
Fling it over my shoulder and just, like, straight and narrow it out the door. like you're moving furniture.
Pivot.
So the
Pivot.
as you're leaving, the other 2 are casting spells on the 2 of you through these wands. You know the hats, cheap plastic umbrella out the top of them? It is a
Yeah.
translucent blue magical version of that just provides shade to your person as you leave. Any kind of temperature control thaumaturgies your area.
Personal AC unit. Let's go.
Does it have a
Sam, we
little
need
like
new art.
spritzer fan too?
Does
Yeah, we need new art, Sam.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
hats.
No pressure, but I need this.
Botrin's a little disgruntled because it doesn't match the outfit. He's like,
It's like bright yellow and green and white. It's got that pinwheel look to it.
Yeah, no, I'm clashing right now. This is bad.
But
I have the vibe going.
yeah, you guys are able to head out very easily to the Temple of Vikoth.
Can you spell that?
Of the
Viquoth, which you'll see in just a moment as we switch to our battle map view.
that's a Q.
So,
Why isn't there a U after the Q?
because it's not Vikoth, it's Vikoth.
I think the U thing only applies to English, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Does it? Yeah, I guess.
Did I update
I
this?
say-
Okay, thank goodness. I just made sure. I didn't realize if it said Diggin or Jaeger. I got really scared for a second. Whew. So, you arrive at the area in front of you. You see this again. Real quick shout out to CZ and Piku, who make these phenomenal maps that we subscribe to on Patreon. Love your guys' maps, and we love using them here. So thank you very much. You see this massive canyon in front of you, and far in the distance to the north, you can see this 10-armed image who must be Ijun on a throne of hands, holding them in perfect balance as they're holding things in all of the different arms, sitting cross-legged at the open entrance to the temple. From here, you can see the two large cliffs, the two large mesas that kind of make up this channel heading straight down all of these towers along the sides. Oh my god, I just saw Sam responded saying that they'd do it. Yes,
It's a threat. I'll do it.
an awesome hat. Little...
Love you, Sam.
But yeah, that's what you see from here is this long walkway up to the entrance to the Temple of Vikoth. And I'm gonna unpause it. Remember, when we're live on battle maps, you make moves,
Yep.
things might happen.
All reliable. Kitty.
Okay. She heads out and scouts around, and I will.
Flying specifically. I don't want her touching ground.
Yeah, she flies up really high. I'm gonna move your character around so you can kind of see, and so the stream can see as well. You can see
Okay, cool.
up to the cliffs. You can see on the left-hand side heading in here, there seems to be some sort of cave entrance on the left side. You
route, maybe.
make your way up past the temple entrance. You can see the statue carved into the mountainside in all of its glory. There is a second cave entrance on this other side, and this passes underneath an overhang on the right-hand side there. As you
Okay.
finish your tour de Kitty and make your way back to the group, describing it as you go.
Yeah. All right. We have three options. What do we like? Front door seems a bit obvious.
Did you see any others?
Did I see any others? Okay, better question. Obviously no. Did I see any signs of like footprints, tracks, markings, sheddings, anything?
I'm not even gonna make you make a perception check on this. No, the sand here is untouched. There's nothing.
That can mean anything though. No, I didn't see anything. It seems like either no one's here or the sand has long since washed away any marking of them. So your guess is as good as mine. Which one's safe? Which one's not?
What about another entrance?
3. Front, center, left, and then right.
Hidden or out in the open?
Oh, the front is open. The other sides are a bit more cave-like, but all viable options, I suppose.
Oh, it's pretty clear whatever's in there is going to protect this front. But we might want to check the sides first.
I think there's
Look over
only
at Patron.
one way into the temple.
Oh yes, they did say that, didn't they?
They did.
They sure did.
I don't think they would be wrong about that.
Maybe the caves are new.
Maybe. No, wait, what? Why?
Possible.
I
They
would-
did say they hadn't seen this place in some years.
They said
It's
the
been
sand
lost for
shifted.
12.
Maybe they're just been revealed. Maybe there's
Maybe.
like a catacomb underneath the place and they didn't know it, and then sands were shifted, and suddenly there are entrances left and right.
That would be-
Unlikely. I don't like these people. This group. Because there's a lot more underneath the surface that's going on there. I just couldn't dig in any further. On purpose.
Like,
There's
don't do it.
there's some suspicion that I have of, and right now I can't tell you that either because I don't know who's watching, but this balance that we're tasked with is just a scheme for them to get what's owed. They're just like any other group. They want to take some power back. What happens? But if they're worried about going in here, it leaves me to be a little bit more suspicious because they're not exactly as fragile as they might seem.
No, I gathered that much from the scrying attempt.
Exactly.
Anyone capable of that knows what they're doing. All right, I'll take the pole and just kind of set it out like the world's longest, like walking stick cane.
Absolutely. I love it.
And
Okay.
just gather up behind me and let's move single file and carefully. I can't stress that enough.
You want to go through the front?
I had the pole, might as well.
Watch
God,
your
I hate
step.
this.
Check out for any like off-color tiles or any weird raised tiles. I don't want to.
No, I'm just going to use this to just tap on fucking every single tile I step on. Follow my steps as best you can. And I'll just start heading kind of just up the center here, I guess. Trying to like...
Before he does, I'll
straight.
I'll reach into like a lapel pocket and just pull out these spectacles of sort. They're kind of like safety kind of lab goggles, but not so like lavish, but they're more like aviation type of style, almost goggles. But they loop pretty strongly, and I'll detect magic as we walk through it.
Okay. Absolutely.
And as he is doing that, Tarak is also going to use the Eyes of the Eagle to scout out ahead as much as he can.
Yeah, you can see, little piles of sand, like, collected along the walkway, the entrance in the distance, but nothing seems to be moving. And in terms of magic detection, there doesn't appear to be anything directly in front of you.
Okay, I'll just have that up for 10 minutes.
Can I use the pole to kind of like thwack my way across the stones and see if any of them set off pressure plate traps or anything like that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is that like investigation or do I roll anything for that, or is it just
No,
happens?
you're just kind of pushing on them. You're gonna get a advantage on any click event that happens.
Okay. But I have proficiency. I don't have proficiency in investigation. That's dumb. I should get that.
I do.
Ooh. Okay. So yeah, I guess just straight, up the center, carefully kind of tapping along as we go.
Let me get order stacked to there, just at the entrance to these tiles, so I can see where everybody's going to be at. If you guys want to stack your order up really quick there.
Last.
Last, and then Tarak right there.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
gotta be in front of Tarak.
Cool. Stick. I love that for you. It's amazing. As you are out there with the 10-foot pole pressing into things, you press just to the left of you.
Mm-hmm.
And as you push, the sand sinks underneath it, underneath the weight, and the pole starts to fall into that dune area. It feels like it almost reminds you of the sand slipping away on that huge chasm that showed up before you. But what it didn't appear in that chasm that appears here is a tentacle that whips out of the sand and tries to latch onto you. As the dune shifts and tentacles start lashing out, I need everybody to roll initiative.
They weren't kidding.
Sand Kraken!
Oops.
Oh! What?
Can you take JW off of initiative?
Natural 20 boys.
Again.
Money.
I don't know why it's doing both of them, but you actually have Jaeger on the initiative, so it should.
Yeah, that was from my previous roll, I think. Because I didn't roll it just now.
Yeah. Oh, there is a JW there too. That is so strange. Okay.
Yeah, I wonder
weird.
what. I'm gonna
Very
roll
weird.
it again because this is what I actually get. Is that my die? No.
Holy cow! With all of us rolling these insane initiatives.
The rest of you see as the sand surges and shifts, the sinkhole opens and sandy tendrils start lashing out as this dune mimic begins reaching out to pull you all into the sands beneath it.
Dune mimic. Oh, that's so sick.
Quickly pulling the pole back. Just always bring
Maximil?
this pole. Ah!
Maximo, what'd you get?
9.
A 9.
Hey,
Which
some of us
technically
have to
means-
bring up the rear.
With
Technically means
the way
21.
we're doing initiative, yeah, that means it's like something still insane.
And Batrin, what'd you get?
14.
Oh, I see you rolled an intelligence check, so 12 plus you accidentally hit int instead of I and I.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
sorry about that.
No problem, no problem. I got 14 plus your dex, which you had a 28.
Oh, there it is. I should have rolled that instead.
Okay, but first, this does get an attack against the two people that are closest to it. Natural 1 against freaking Soren. So you poked it with the pole, and it grabs the pole and rips the pole out of your hands and pulls it into the desert, like the sands underneath it, as it misses you completely. And then
Rude. With a natural 1, it steals my pole.
natural 1, it grabs the pole and attacks the pole instead of you. But a 13 to hit Doran. So Soren, you are up first.
All right. So I just see tentacles in front of me, right?
Yep, you see tentacles coming out of the sand as the dune starts to shift and the sand's like washing away as this massive mimic starts attacking you from underneath the sand.
All right. So, oh god, as
Doran's
I
on
drop
deck.
back a little bit, pull out the book. Let's see how the tentacles likes tentacles, and I will hit it with Tasha's Mind Whip.
Okay, I love it.
Like an intelligence saving throw from the big, scary sand monster.
Big scary sand monster intelligence save. It gets a, what does it need to beat?
16.
Fails.
Excellent. So it takes.
Oh, that is the
what is it,
really,
3d6?
Yep, that is the nasty one. It only can take one action, right?
Correct.
Okay, excellent.
And then as a bonus action, I'm gonna insightful fighting this fucker.
Okay.
So I would like it also to make a deception check. As I move on over this way.
A deception check. Let's see here. That was a straight roll. What did you say it was? It rolled a 16.
It's a deception check contested by my insight, I believe.
Okay, give me an insight check. You got to beat a 16.
Easy.
And you do. Okay. You succeed.
The dagger's ready to go.
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right, Doran, you are up. Tarak on deck. Doran, you're muted.
Aha, there we go. All right. As I was saying, Doran's gonna rage,
Mm-hmm.
and he is going to have to roll to find out what happens when he rages.
I think we have our macro still, so if you want me to just hit it, I'll hit it.
Yeah, hit it.
Wait, no, actually, if you cast rage, it should work. If you actually like click the thing.
Standard roll, use ability, rage. Ooh.
Ooh, cool.
Ooh. So yeah, as he rages, a massive bolt of light shoots from Doran's chest, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
We'd be blinded until the start of your next turn.
You can target it. Remember, if you hold T over it, you can target it. And then you now, that macro puts a spell into your spell book, so you can cast that spell against it.
Bolt of light. Standard roll. Okay.
14 Constitution saving throw. It rolled a natty 1. My dice hate me.
Oh!
That's insane! Alright, it's gonna take 1d6 of
That's it.
radiant damage and be
We're
blinded.
pulling out the purple Cyorion dice. It's go time.
So 5 points. Oh my gosh, these effects are so cool. And
5
then
points of radiant
I'm going
damage.
to
Got it.
move up and take my standard attacks again. So
Oh god, that's right. That's just your bonus action.
that's just my bonus to rage. Yep.
Wild shit.
Get him.
Alright.
I love it. 26 is an absolute
6 to hit,
crushing.
yeah. Alright. Let's roll that beautiful beam footage.
Nice.
For 17 points of damage on the first attack. And then my second attack.
Yeah, 21 hits.
Alright. Let's go, baby! For 17
Jesus.
more points of damage.
All
As
right.
Doran just unibeams this light from his chest and charges forward, slicing with the Archeron sword.
Beautiful. All right. Anything else for Doran?
That is gonna be it for Doran, I do believe.
Okay. Tarak is up. Botrin, you are on deck.
All right. As Tarak sees what's happening, he just rushes forward and brings his quarterstaff over his head
Okay.
and takes a massive swing
Love it.
and just attacks it from the left side first for a 15.
15 is the hit.
Oh, okay.
All right, and with versatile damage, that is 9.
9
Points of damage.
Got it.
Mm,
Oops. Sorry,
then
Spackle.
reverses the grip and hits him from the other side. Oops.
Nice.
Ooh.
That is a 26 to hit.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
absolutely hit.
For 11 points of damage.
Got it.
All right. Then he's going to expend a key point and use Flurry of Blows.
Okay.
I don't know why it's not letting me do this on the new. I think I may have to do that with the old one.
We definitely used it twice.
Yeah, but I don't think it showed the. I can't roll damage on this.
Oh,
For
you just
some
just make 2 unarmed strikes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on the UI. Hold on
Yeah,
one second.
Yep.
So usually what you need to do is equip your unarmed
Yep,
strike.
I'm just doing the unarmed strike.
Perfect. Yep. 2 unarmed strikes then.
Nice.
That is another 26.
Gosh, yes. Give it to him.
Hell yeah.
Punch the sand.
Just staff, whap, whap, and then knees coming in on top of it, just beating the crap out of the sand.
Oh yeah, for
Nice.
10 points of damage,
Thanks.
and then he does a roundhouse kick.
Monk shit. Man, monk shit is so
For
broke.
a
Finally a
right.
miss. 9 to hit. Yeah.
9 to hit.
Yep, 9 to hit is a miss, unfortunately. Anything else for Tarak?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, Botrin is up. Jaeger is on deck.
I'm going to cast Mage Hand and fire it out and try to grab Soren's staff back up out of the sand.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm down. Sure, make a just make it roll a d20 attack roll, but you can use your spell modifier, so d20 plus 7.
Yeah.
Because this creature grabbed it, realized that suddenly it didn't have an actual person, as like all 3 of you started wailing on it. So it may have like a
Natural 1.
Yeah.
oh, the mage hand just whoosh into the sand and gets lost and comes up, and you're controlling it and you pick it up to see if you have it. It's just got a fistful of sand.
Dag nabbit.
Throw it in its eyes. Oh, wait.
Pocket sand!
So that is
Roll
your
dice.
action. That's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, you just had Spackle selected. It's fine.
Oh, okay. I don't know why I had Spackle selected. Oh, there we go. That's all I can do this
So
round?
that's your action. You still have a bonus action and movement. So some of your bonus action features is you can command your familiar to make an attack with its action. So you could have had Spackle, because Witch is like familiar user.
Right,
What you can
right.
do is have Spackle move up there and then bonus action tell it to attack, and Spackle will hit on your turn as a reaction.
Right, I want Spackle to cast Eldritch Blast then.
Does Spackle have access to spells? Or do
I
you
thought
have
I-
Eldritch Blast? So if you have Eldritch Blast, you can cast it through Spackle, but
Right.
Spackle does not have access to your spells. So if you
okay.
double click Spackle, you can open up and see Spackle has Life Drain, which is an attack you can use up next to the creature.
Yes, the
Dope.
Spackle will do that.
Okay, so
Slide
you can
forward.
move Spackle up where you want Spackle to be at. Just click and drag it up there. It might be locked to turn movement, so where do you want it to
Yeah.
go? Just click and hold, and I'll move it for you really quick.
Yeah, on the side of
Like here.
Tarak. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so now go ahead, and if you double click Spackle, you can open up to get Life Drain open, and you should be able to click that to do an attack. 17's a hit.
Yeah.
Nice. And then roll the damage, and that's on your turn. So then Spackle will have a turn to be able to make an attack of its own too. Witches, man, from Valda's Spire of Secrets. Like
14.
super awesome. Okay, 14 points of necrotic damage. Love it. And it needs to make a Constitution saving throw, which it fails. So it loses hit point maximum equivalent to that damage as well.
Excellent.
Oh, nice.
Brutal. You
Good
see
girl, Spackle.
Spackle reaches out and touches this thing, and as it does, the entire dune shifts, and you hear a terrible screech that some of you have heard once before in the side, the mimic the size of a tavern. But this sand dune sized mimic, instead, as it gets bloodied, lashes out as a free action and attacks everybody directly around it with a single attack. So really quickly, Soren 19 to hit, Doran 16 to hit, Tarak 16 to hit, and Spackle 16 to hit. Wow, how did you roll 8 3 times in a row? That is insane.
I'm gonna
Is it being
silver
blind or
barbs
given
that
any
one.
kind of-
You're gonna silvery barbs it. Okay, Doran 16, does that hit you?
a 16 does hit me.
Okay, Tarak 16 to hit,
It's a hit.
and Spackle 16 to hit.
Yes,
I wanted
it
to.
does.
I wanted to silvery barbs the one that hits Tarak. I'll take mine.
Okay, you take yours. The one to hit Tarak, then Silvery Barbs, it rolls with disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it rolled an 18 on top of that. So the one hits Tarak as well.
All right.
Thank you.
So-
I'll give myself advantage on the next roll.
All of you take damage. So Soren, you take 17 points of bludgeoning damage.
Got it.
Doran, you take 12 points of bludgeoning damage. That's cocked. Tarak, you take 14 plus. You take 22 points of bludgeoning damage. And Spackle takes 17 points of bludgeoning damage. All of you, as it gets bloodied and the tentacles start lashing out, get hit by these and then immediately feel yourselves pulled as you're stuck to these tentacles, and it grapples all 4 of you. So I got grappled. All right, we are back. That was its one bloodied action. Back to Spackle, who's on Spackle's turn now, can also just do an attack. So Spackle will attack just on their turn as normal.
Question: Are
Another
bloodied
life
actions
drain?
considered different than reactions?
What's that?
Are bloodied actions considered different than reactions?
It's a special action that some creatures have once they become bloodied. They just get it's like a legendary action that I put in for some creatures.
Got it. Okay.
Spackle's going to use incorporeal movement to avoid the grapple, or get away from the grapple.
Oh, cool.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love it. So
Just sort of cackle and slip through it, and if he can, or if she can, move to the back, over to where I guess Soren is.
So I'll give you the D10 of damage as well as you like phase through. Spackle like goes in
Right.
incorporeal, and you all see the tentacle go through, and Spackle just kind of and do a D10 of damage as it shifts through and moves to the other side.
Ugh.
All right, go ahead and roll a D10 for me for damage.
Sorry.
Yeah, just to answer the bloodied thing, you guys get some bloodied stuff too as you guys are getting higher
4.
level. I'll be giving you additional options for bloodied actions, like if you get bloodied, you may get the opportunity to cast a bonus or reaction speed spell to get away, stuff like that. I just think it makes combat a lot more fun.
Spackle's bloodied.
Okay, anything else for Spackle on their turn?
No, just cackling and laughing.
Okay, she goes through as it takes damage as she moves through the sand dune. Jaeger, you are up. Maximiel on deck.
Detect magic's up. Do I notice anything within? I think it's 30 feet.
Nope, you do not.
Okay, then I will move to here. Still nothing as I get closer.
Nope.
Perfect. I am going to shoot in between the two here, Tarak and Doran. At the creature here, so I'm gonna target, attack, normal. Oh, an 8.
Oh,
Oh, you actually put it in there? We need a faster one.
Loading.
Well, that's the...
The 8 misses.
Okay, and then...
Ooh, wait, hold on. No, because of Spackle's move and because it's an enhanced familiar, Tarak is now flanking it, so you get an additional 6, makes it a 14, which is a hit.
Yeah, nice. And that is 8 points of piercing damage.
Okay, 8 points of piercing damage, got it.
And then I will bonus action toss a bomb at the bastard.
Okay,
What
what does that look like for everybody who hasn't seen it before?
Yeah, so quickly.
Which is everybody.
Well, the ones looking, which would be Max and probably Botcher in there, I whipped out and pulled out the gun, and as I was moving, shot through both of them. But as I like stopped in the stand, my coat jacket flipped, and you see just on his belt, riddled with bombs. Grabs one of them, and it like instantly ignites when he rips it off his belt, and he tosses it. But first time doing this, I can empty some of it, so it's not a explosive in diameter.
Yep.
And it's an explosive if it hits it. So I would say as he pulls it out, it empties and then tosses it as it's igniting. So it is an attack roll. Let me see here. Does it? It doesn't give me the option to actually like do that. So let me roll that. And it's rolling. Hold on.
Rolling forever.
Yeah. 13 plus 6.
13 plus 6 is a hit.
Yeah. Okay. And then 1d10. I can't, for some reason, do the damage on it, so I have to figure that out. I don't know why it's not letting me do it. 1d10 plus 3 fire damage. So 6 fire damage as it just sinks into it and then it explodes.
All right. 6 damage. Got it. Anything else for Jaeger?
Nope. I could potentially move, but I'll stay here.
All right. Maximil, you are up.
Yep. Max is going to move to about using. Oh God.
That got all weird for a second.
Yeah, sorry, but this should, if she moves again. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Click and ping where you want to be at, and I'll make sure you end up there.
I was here.
Okay. There you go.
Okay. And Max is going to cast Witch Bolt.
Oh shit.
She's going to spend a sorcery point to use Seeking Spell.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay, does a 13 hit?
I'm gonna reach out and extend my boon.
Okay. You can choose whether or not to add the D10 or not. It's up to you.
I absolutely will.
Okay.
I mean, does she get a
Okay.
flanking bonus
How
too?
about a
because
dirty
we're-
20?
Oh.
Dirty 20 does hit, and yes, you do get plus 8 from all your friends now around you.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
you absolutely smoke this thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this for you really quick because I love the effect of this.
Witch Bolt has a very cool one.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I meant to say that I cast it 2nd level so I could roll it twice. Does it still count even though I already did it? I was planning on expending a 2nd level spell slot. Is that okay?
That's fine, yeah. I'll just switch it over to
Okay,
expend
okay.
a 2nd level spell slot.
Okay.
There, your spells are appropriate now.
Thank you. Oh yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I added that to my soundboard on my Go XLR. I've got the can I get a oh yeah?
16 damage.
16
Lightning
points
damage.
of lightning damage. Love
And
it.
is it within 5 feet of me?
It is. If you're right next to it
Then
like
it-
that, it is within 5 feet of you.
Okay. Then it also takes an additional 1d4 from being within 5 feet of me as the bolts of Mom then suddenly come around me and I am wreathed in lightning.
Heck
Unless
yes.
it's at the beginning of its turn.
Nope. Give it a D4.
That's a 4.
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah. Love to see it.
And do I get to... It says when I cast a spell that deals damage of the type associated with my draconic ancestry, I can add my charisma modifier.
Yes, you
So
can.
can I?
Yes, you can. It's lightning
Okay,
damage.
then that's a total of 8 more lightning damage.
Nice.
Oh, because you bumped it up. Yeah. Got it. Done.
Not a good day for this mimic.
Not a
He's
good
having a
day
bad
for this
time.
poor Dune mimic. Is that it for Maximilian?
she'll just threateningly say, "Let them go, please," in Infernal.
Excellent. At the beginning... Oh, actually, sorry. Not at the beginning of its turn. At the beginning of the next creature's turn, you watch as the dunes shift off to your right.
Ben, may I just ask a quick question, please,
You can.
before we start the turn? When Tarak did his fourth attack and rolled a 9, would he have gotten the flanking bonus by that time also?
No, because Spackle is the one that provided the flanking bonus with you.
Spackle did? Okay.
Yep, when
Gotcha.
Spackle went to the other side, since Spackle's a special familiar that actually threatens and operates on its own turn. So
Okay.
it provides the flanking bonus, whereas Astrid does not, because she's just a regular old wizard familiar.
She's just a kitty.
So a second one of these creatures rises up out of the sand and starts moving towards you guys. Very, very slowly.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they're unfortunately super duper slow. But it will dash, I guess, as the dunes
You
shift.
bastard.
As it moves up and shifts slowly through the dunes, you see the tentacles reaching out and start lashing around it, trying to find things to grab onto as it's moving through. But the one who currently has 3 people grappled, you are all engulfed as it pulls you from the sticky adhesive on the tentacles down underneath the sand. You are grappled, you cannot breathe, and you are restrained. Or sorry, you are no longer grappled, but you become restrained and you can't breathe.
Can I speak?
Your mouth, if you open it, is full of sand. You cannot breathe or speak.
Okay. I have nothing I can do.
Are we, are there any, are we in shadows?
Oh, man.
You are
Then
absolutely in shadows because you are underneath the ground, but you are currently grappled, and the 3 of you, before anything else we need to worry about here, take 18 points of acid damage as it pulls you underneath the sand. And that is its turn. Back up to the top. Soren, you are up.
Okay, so I'm restrained.
Yes.
Is there a way I can not be restrained?
You can attempt to escape. You need to make a strength check.
Oh, God. Okay.
It requires an action to do so, but you can make a strength check to get out.
God. Hold on. So when you're suffocating, you can survive a number of rounds equal to your Constitution modifier, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's actually longer than that.
Or it's like 1 plus your Constitution modifier or something.
1 plus your con mod. Yep, minimum of 30 seconds.
Okay, I can't cast any spells. There's no way I'm succeeding in strength check against this thing. Fuck it, I'm gonna stab him. I have, even though I have disadvantage, it's a straight roll because I gave myself advantage on the silvery barbs. So
You did.
I'm gonna stab this fucker. First attack with the regular hand guitar. That's a 28 plus whatever
Okay.
for flanking, and then the offhand one. Shit.
That
Plus
hits.
whatever
12.
for flanking.
That
12.
hits.
Okay, cool. Oh yeah, plus the flanking stuff.
Yep,
Okay,
because
cool.
of the flanking, that hits.
So damage for both of those. God, that sucks. Okay, so we got 7 and 4 plus the sneak attack. Because we got allies, and I am insightful fighting him. Jesus, that's terrible. Alright, that's my turn.
As you flail out and reach into it, start stabbing wildly, the dune and the tentacles go limp.
Okay.
you are all no longer restrained. And you kind of instinctively just swim to the surface, so you're not prone, but it's going to take at least 10 feet of movement to get yourself up out of the sand.
Okay, definitely. Spending 10 feet of movement out of the sand. I'm going to just shout to everybody, get away from the other ones! And drop back, like, I guess, yeah, I can move that way. You said I had 10 feet, so dropping back to, I guess, here.
Okay. As you reach here, one of the tentacles lashes out towards you as you move through its threat sphere.
What's it to hit?
That is a 27 to hit.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm gonna silvery barbs it.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, good one to silvery barbs. Here we go.
Yeah.
You rolled 2 19s.
Okay, that's fine. So I'll take the hit then. If I'm alive.
These ones are rolling well. Okay, and that is a total of 12 points of damage.
Okay, minus. Oh god.
12 points of bludgeoning damage, and
Wow.
you are grappled.
Not again.
Okay.
Double check the adhesive. Yeah, it adheres to anything it touches. So you can try to escape, but it's an action to try to escape. All right. Anything else for Soren?
No, that's all I got.
Okay, Doran, you are up. Tarak is on deck.
All right, Dorian is going to spend the movement to get back on solid ground and above out of the sand. He is going to target the other sand mimic and use his bonus action to do another bolt of light from his chest.
Okay.
And let's see. Needs to make its Constitution save.
It's going to try to make a Constitution save. 15.
It makes the save, so it is not. It's not blinded. I think it still takes damage.
Okay.
Does it? Must succeed on a Constitution or take 1d. No, so it doesn't take the damage either.
Okay.
Okay. And then he's going to try and. Is there like?
Real quick, I'm going to give back 12 hit points to Tarak, Doran, Soren, and Spackle because I forgot about the blinded condition. It may or may not have hit you, so I'm going to give you half back as a fair difference.
Good.
Alright.
And I already gave Spackle their 12 back.
Then I'm going to 5 foot forward, and I'm going to try and swing at the tentacle that's got Soren
Okay, yeah, I love
wrapped
it.
around.
Absolutely, make an attack roll against it. I'll let you both damage it and possibly sever it if you do enough damage.
Alright. First attack
16's a hit.
is a 16. Alright, and we'll roll the damage on that is
Shooting for 10. Oh yeah.
gonna be 17 damage.
Deal 17 damage. You are no longer grappled, Soren, as he slices directly through it.
Excellent.
And then I have to 5 foot up to use my second attack. So yeah, I will.
Okay.
Second attack. That's gonna hit 25.
25,
And
absolutely.
Damage. 14. And then I am going to use the disheartening strike.
Okay.
It fills the target with unsettling dread. The target has disadvantage on the next saving throw it makes before the end of my next turn.
You got it. Okay. Disadvantage on saving throws for the end of your next turn.
Nice.
Okay.
And do I have any move? Well, no, because I'm in melee. I can't back up. Okay. Never mind. Next.
Tarak is up. Batran's on deck.
All right. Is there a shadow anywhere around the second creature?
There is back here. It's a
Okay.
little bit far away, but
So-
actually no, right here on this pillar. There's a bit of a shadow.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so Tarak is going to expend a key point and use Shadow Step to teleport into the shadow.
Okay. You definitely do.
Okay, so that's, let's see, that's still all right. And then he's going to use the quarterstaff.
With a +4 bonus from all your friends.
Yeah.
All right. To attack. So first strike, that is a 21 to hit.
21 is a hit.
And with the versatile damage, he's going to oh no, that's okay, just going to do a normal. That's only a 5.
Okay.
And then for the second attack, that is a, come on, oh, that is a natural 1 for a total of 8. So that is a miss.
That's a miss. Yep.
But
With flanking
but
from the
then he's
door? Or
going
no?
to do the
only
flurry
12.
of blows again.
Okay, flurry of blows. 2 extra hits. Get him.
That is a
nice.
natural 20
There it is.
for a total of 27. And
4 plus or 6 plus a d6.
Yep. Make sure you click critical on that damage there, so it'll max it out for you.
yeah, I don't actually see. Let's see. Oh, sorry, critical. There we go. Critical hit.
Big damage.
Or
Yeah.
Okay, 19
Nice.
points of damage.
Oh, that's
Yep,
fine.
19 points of damage. And then the second unarmed strike.
Double nat 20s, come on.
That is an 18 to hit.
+4 for 22 is definitely a hit. Go ahead and hit the damage.
For 10 points of damage.
Got it. 10 points of damage.
All right. That's it for Tarak.
Doran, because of your disheartening strike, I am going to remove the bloodied action and forego the failure against or the disadvantage on resistance, but I will give you that it loses its bloodied attack because of your disheartening strike.
Yeah, okay. I can deal with that.
Got it. Okay. Vatrin, you are up. Jaeger's on deck.
I hex it with ruin, so it needs to make a saving throw, or its armor class will drop by 3.
Ooh.
You reach to the tattoos and begin to pull them out. And a whisper encroaches in the back of your mind. And you recall a bargain that you struck with the devil. I need you to roll a
Yes.
d20. You are rolling on my 300 entry wild surge table as you pull this magic off.
Oh, that's
Wild
good.
magic surge, baby!
A d20?
Roll a d20 to start. That determines what column you end up in, and then I'm rolling a d100.
20. We have no
I
idea
said
if that's
that's
good or
20.
bad.
Oh, I don't know if that's, yeah.
And that 20.
Hey, 20s are good in this table.
Interesting.
Okay. I didn't know how this was going to go, but I love doing wild magic for devil's bargains.
Is that how you do it? Interesting.
That's one of the things I do.
Interesting.
No, there's
Okay.
other things that I do that are just like plain mean. This one I wanted to throw it to the wild magic. Let's see here. 49. Okay. Oh, is that all creatures? All hostile creatures. Oh, man, this is bad. All hostile creatures within 30 feet make a strength saving throw as Botrin goes to pull this off, and the sand explodes from around him as this wall of force explodes to 30 feet around him. And
That's all of us.
All hostile creatures.
Oh, thank God.
Yep, that was
Oh,
the
the monster
caveat.
only?
Caveat is I read it again and it said all hostile creatures.
I was like, oh, I'm dead.
Well, I mean, if it's against us, isn't
And
that
it
the devil?
rolled
Like,
it rolled in a, no, he got the good column on the
Okay,
chaos
good.
magic. They rolled an 11, so it gets flung back 30 feet into this wall.
Interesting.
And Batrin, it takes massive force damage. Batrin, I need you to roll 6d6 of force damage against this creature.
What about Turok?
It flies over Turok. Turok, you see the
Okay,
true
good.
shape of this mimic as it comes out from under the sand, just particles of sand flying off of it, and it goes into the rock behind you and takes 21
Bad.
points of force damage. So
What?
you lose your ability to cast a spell, but the devil's bargain ended up paying off in the long run. You got lucky, Batrin. But that was your action, so as a bonus action, you could still command Spackle to get over there. And actually, Spackle would have to 10, 20, 30... Nope, Spackle can get there. That's 40 feet. Spackle can get there.
Spackle swoops over there and grabs it with her hands and does life drain.
Okay, give it a life drain hit.
Spackle's faster than me.
Spackle hovers at 40 feet, yeah. It saves the con save, though, so we don't have to worry about that. Jaeger, and then it'll get another attack, too, right after that, just as a reminder.
19?
Hits, go ahead and roll damage. And
14.
then, are you attacking with it again on Spackle's turn?
Sure.
Okay. And it fails this Constitution saving throw. I rolled 2 in a row because I figured you'd be attacking twice. So it's going to lose maximum hit point value if it hits. But
11, I don't think it does.
No.
I don't think that hits. Yeah.
11 is a miss.
Wait, did the ruin hex go through or no?
No, when he pulled
No.
the magic off,
Okay.
it surged wild magic.
It's like all the tattoos on my body swirled through the air and it's like, oh!
And yeah, exactly. And then this massive force explosion. And now all the tattoos are appeared back on your body.
That's so fun. I love it.
Anything else for Batra and Spackle?
Out of their child. No.
All right, Jaeger, you are up with Maximil on deck.
Okay, I will walk to in front of Soren, kind of just nonchalantly walk around Doran there,
Okay.
and I'll look to Soren. You look a little injured. Need some help?
I'll be all right. Just shoot it.
Well, I can do that too, but he reaches into like the back portion where like his spine is and pulls out the syringe and just pokes you in the arm. And you take a full effect of a potion of healing.
Okay.
So that's
So that's
10 points of
two-
healing.
2d4 plus 2, but since we use the potion rule, it's 10 points of total healing to you.
This is the
that's
same
right, we did that
as
one.
consuming a potion, so you take 10 points of healing.
No. So you heal. And then I'll wink at him and turn and shoot the mimic.
Okay.
Rubbing marks. Ow, how did you get through the fucking leather? Ow.
12 to hit.
12 is not a hit.
Not with Spackle there,
Nope.
enemy.
There's no flank happening.
Yeah, they're not from the other side.
You had great positioning until someone exploded with the Devil's Bargain.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Only downside.
I don't think I can alter that. So
Okay.
that's it. I'll
That's
stand
it.
there.
Max
Try to
Mill.
look cool.
You look super cool as you stab somebody and
Shit.
shoot somebody else. Max Mill, you are up.
Max would like to move here,
Okay. Got you.
and he's gonna sigh and be like, "Oh, I have to do this all over again, huh?" And she's gonna cast Witch Bolt again. It's at second level. I'm saying it before I do it this time.
Got you. Okay. I'll run it through the spellbook so you get the effect for you if you want to make the
Thank
attack
you.
roll.
On there or on here?
You can do your attack roll wherever works for you. Mine's gonna roll one out. I just want to put the effect out for you.
Come on.
I love that sound, man. Nom, 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 nom.
So cool.
21 to hit.
21 is a hit. Go and roll your damage.
Come on. Okay. Don't mind me. 15 plus 4.
And you get your D4 too.
No, not a D4. I get a plus 4 because
gotcha.
of my. So 13 plus 4 is 17 points of lightning damage.
Got it. 17 points of lightning damage. Love it. Anything else for Maximil?
I think that's all she can do. She doesn't really. Yeah, no.
Okay. The Dune Mimic lashes out with tentacles and attacks the two people closest to it. It makes 4 attacks, and since nobody else is around, Tarak and Spackle. Spackle, it's a 14 to hit Spackle and a 14 to hit Spackle. Come on, roll something besides that. Those are hits or misses on Spackle for 14. Tarak, 20 to hit.
Oof.
And 14 to hit.
Those are both hits.
Oh boy.
I don't have a reaction. I would help, but I can't.
One second here. Those are not both hits because you have a +2 AC because your braces of defense were not properly calculating.
I thought that was it. Yeah, so it's 50. So yeah, one of them is a hit. The other one is not. I saw it went down to 13 instead of 50, and I thought I misremembered.
I just
it.
double checked it and fixed it for you.
Good,
All right.
thank you.
So you only get hit by one of them. One of them does still stick to you, however, and you take 14 points of bludgeoning damage, and both of them miss Spackle, who has a 15 AC. And that's it for its turn. All right. Soren, you are up.
Oh, that's me. Oh god. Okay. How's this thing looking?
I mean, when something is bloodied, that is an indicator that, you know, it's actually taken a really good hit. One of the limbs is chopped off. There's marks in it from the cuts, and the damage is like breaking, or from Tarak's like staff is like broken the exterior hull of this creature. So you are definitely drawing blood on it. That's partially what the bloodied condition is you guys know if something is in good fighting condition or if it's bloodied. That's your only indicator, and that's why that icon shows up, is because you know this thing is hurt at that point. It's been physically hit.
Got it. I'm going to bonus action cast Healing Word on Tarak. So he gets back 5 health.
Okay.
Just kind of sliding by. Right, tap. And then I'm going to use my action with advantage still because I have the silvery barbs from the last round where it tried to swipe at me as I went by. I am going to stab it.
All right.
With my little stabby, punchy dagger thing.
Stab it.
Advantage. That's a 22. Nice.
22's a hit.
Alrighty. So that is normal damage and a sneak attack. That's 9. That's what we like to see. And 6. 15.
Got it. Anything else for Soren?
Actually, could I have used my action to... Because I used bonus action Healing Word. Could I have done Green Flame Blade with my action? Like, as part of the weapon attack?
Double checking really quick.
Because it's an action and a bonus action. Oh, wait, we don't even use that rule. Right?
What rule? Sorry.
The leveled spells in one turn thing.
No, you can go up to second level with your extra spells. So you are fine to use Green Flame Blade.
Excellent. I'm going to do that. Ah.
Because that does not require an action. That's just on hit.
Right. Yeah,
14
cool.
points.
So additional 14 fire, just driving fire spike into this fucking thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Love it. Anything else for Sword?
That's it.
Doran, you are up.
All right, Doran is going to move underneath Max's lightning.
Yeah. Just
dodge underneath the giant bolts.
And he's gonna get, actually, that was 20, 25 or was that 20? He's gonna get to here beside Soren.
You got it.
And again, we are using bonus action to use that bolt of light from his chest. Need
Oh, I
that
think he's-
con save.
Does he still
Con
have
save.
disadvantage on it, or?
No, he didn't take the disadvantage because he
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
the bloodied attack.
But
Yeah.
he fails the con save. He only gets a 10.
All right, so he is blind, and he now takes a d6 of radiant damage.
Hell yeah.
5 points of radiant damage.
Doran, how do you end this thing's career here?
Yeah!
Yeah. So he just summons all of his rage and just says, "Stop hurting my friends!" And you see this massive bolt of light fire from his chest, and just
Oh.
it tears a hole through this thing.
I wanted to see the effect, but the effect didn't go again. Oh, wait, hold on.
What are you rolling?
Damn.
What are you rolling?
Beautiful. No, I was seeing if I can get the effect to trigger again. I was making it do the thing.
Oh.
There it goes.
There we go.
Love it. The searing radiant damage tears through this mimic in the size and shape of a dune, and the tentacles flop out to the sides, and the sand calms and washes away as you all catch your breath, staring down the entrance to the Temple of Vakoth, where we'll pick up next week. Thanks everybody for sticking around for the combat. I know it was an extra 15 minutes. I appreciate it.
I wanted Spackle to kind of like float in the air and lick her fingers and go, "That was fun."
Oh, absolutely. We'll give you the
That was fun.
anything for creepy Spackle. Anything for creepy Spackle.
My favorite nightmare child.
Doran does have a bolt of light because he's a wild magic barbarian, and that's what he rolled as super chest beam.
Yeah,
But-
the unibeam, the Iron Man unibeam.
Yeah.
It was glorious, and we love it. Welcome, first official session with Jaeger. Welcome back, Josh.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Good to finally be back.
Gunslinger.
Gunslinger thingy with bombs. It's all sorts of wackiness. He's got all sorts of different things going on.
And he's a Jaeger bomb.
Your mom?
Ah! It's been ruined.
Nice.
Hey, Spackle is everything creepy, and we love her. Thanks everybody for hanging out with us. Again, if you haven't seen, we'll slip back one more time as I'm cutting us out here for the day, and just very quickly bring us back to the awesome character art.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yay!
I need to like incorporate that into like my green screen background or something like that. It's
Yeah.
just too cool.
Right.
It is super, super cool. There is
Check it out.
Botrin and Spackle, Doran, Jaeger, Astrid, and Soren, Tarak. And where is Maximil? Why is it not giving me a Maximil? There's Maximil. Yay! I had to cycle through them randomly. Thanks everybody for watching. Thanks cast for sticking around for an additional 20 minutes there. We're gonna get out of here, and next week we'll be back with the Temple of Vakoth and the Midnight Parliament. So have a great night, everybody. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.